TGIF, everyone. What's happening? What's going on? How are you? Hope you guys are enjoying the start of the weekend. Hope it's good for you. And as I always say, I hope you're staying safe out there because why? It's the first of the month. And you know how that is. They are out there and they're out there deep. If you ever want to hear your neighbors argue, just check the calendar between the 30th and the first of the month. So if you have a month that has 31 days, start about the 30th. So you're going to hear some argument on the 30th, 31st, and the 1st. I promise you, those 3 days. If you're going to hear any arguments, I don't like that. Put a one in the chat room. I don't need no witnesses. I already know. If you've ever lived in an apartment building, you've seen it. If you've even gone to the grocery store, you've seen it. They be in a parking lot trying to figure out who's gonna spend their stamps for the food. How they gonna get paid back? You see all that stuff. That's what's happening between the 30th and the 1st of the month. I promise you. That's why I said, hey, I don't know. I'm looking what's happening. We're halfway there, pretty much. Still got a little ways to go. This seems to be the year of the humbling. I promise you. That's where we are. That's where we are. What is going on, Just DeAndre? Good to see you. And I'm back, y'all. And I'm back, y'all. And I'm back, y'all. Yep, I gave a warning, so hopefully you did hear me before it went out. I don't know what's going on. It's been like that this past week. It lasts about a minute, I would say, and then back in here. So hopefully that's the one time, maybe no more. I'm hoping. All I could do is hope. Let's see. So I was giving you the warning, and then I was about to go into a few things that you are house cleaning, if you will. Housekeeping. That's what I call it. Let's see. That's right. We got Don Teasy in the house. Welcome, Don Teasy. Welcome. What's up? Pump, pump, pump it up. All right. I was going to ask, what is going on with Texas? Why is Texas 100 degrees for the past 2 weeks? I mean, they put the term, what the hell is going on? They really put the term, they put the meaning in it. What's going on? I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. And it's a joke with the app because I looked at the app before just now, and it says tomorrow for Saturday is 99 degrees, not as hot. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who gonna tell the difference? Just who? I said, wow, that is something else. I don't know what's going on, but that's awful. I hope they're okay because I know when we had that in Chicago, we only had 5 days of 100 degrees at night, and we lost a lot of people. It was 100 degrees. I was happy to go to work because at that time I was doing third shift. I loved it. I was glad to be in the air conditioning. Man, I don't know what's going on, but that's too much for me. They can have it. My goodness. And then the last thing I'll say quickly is bad customer service. What's going on with customer service? I mean, this is something I could probably talk about every week, but come on now. What's really happening? I mean, this is the world we live in. We need customer service and we need it to be, right. If we're buying something, we're not asking you to do any songs and dances or anything like just come on in and, just give us the product, deliver it, pleasantly, and that's it. No song and dance. But for some reason, I I've always run into that, but I run into it a little bit too often. And that's all I'm going to say on that because we're going to get into the story that's going to be about customer service. So without further ado, you all know what to do. Come on and welcome our Canadian, Jamaican, lovely lady. You know who I'm talking about. Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
Oh, I'm sorry, young whippersnapper. I wasn't sure if you were speaking to me. This internet stuff. Now that I'm of an advanced age, well, with all my oldness, it's so confusing. Let me get my spectacles, darling. How is all you young whippersnappers out there now that I'm of an advanced age, post wall? I can barely see any of y'all. How are you? Was it Dar Mar? No, Shar. That's the name. Shar. How are you, lovely? How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Glad you remembered.
Bro, I was gonna say you lucky I remembered to ask all this advanced age of mine.
Okay.
I was saying, y'all, you don't understand. The wall is real. I woke up on my birthday and boom, that was it. Wrinkles everywhere. I was ugly. That's it. Boom, the wall just smacked me in the face. That's it. All my attractiveness gone. My everything was sagging down to the ground. That was it. I get it now. The wall is real, Shar. The wall is real.
You woke up and the wall was there. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Just smack me in the face. Hit all the wrong ways.
Well, we're going to do this intro of the wall and then we're going to get started with the show. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes, folks. Just check it out.
y'all come online and try to make it look like, oh, it's an onslaught against us trying to be dads. That's a lie. When you go get out your feelings, nigga, it didn't work. It didn't work. Oh, but since you thought you had the master plan, we had the master plan. She went against the master plan. That's called life, bro. We only get one shot. So you think I'm gonna sit around and be miserable because one thing didn't work out? Because I banked on some shit that didn't work out? So now I'm gonna live my life miserable. Now you're in the black manosphere talking about what these black women need to do. That's why y'all come up on these females' platforms and y'all complain and whine. Well, if you're a good woman, why don't you talk about the bad women? And the women who are doing that, right? You know what they're doing? They're giving you a cyber hug. Come here, baby. I know, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. I know. Mana boo boo. They never hurt mommy's boy.
We know the truth of what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quoting stats like those numbers make it a fact. Those women never would have picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad cause those women didn't pick you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping the script, women winning talking about they lost. Been 4 years you been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them sheets, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those real pills never did nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching, and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. Been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. All right. Now it is time to do a little housekeeping, if you will.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, it's back to school time, you know. That's how we do it in America. We start a little early.
Yuck.
And
Hmm. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Just slipped out. My bad.
got a few dollars for folks. I know out of the two things I'm going to share, one of them I am positive you are due some cash. So I will put the form in the chat room for you, and you can take that and fill it out at your leisure. You have until September. And it says here Facebook Internet Tracking Class Action Settlement. If you were on Facebook between 2010 and 2011, you may be owed some cash. Yes. And trust me, they are tracking you. And all you could tell by the ads and all of that. So qualified, don't worry about it. Fill it out and answer the questions correctly. All you need to have been on the internet. That's pretty much it for Facebook, rather, for those years, and you are qualified. So get your cash. Get your cash, y'all.
I honestly don't think I was.
You weren't?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was not into the idea. I think I was a little
Oh.
more internet aware than other people. Like when I was a small child, I don't have a single email address, and I've never had one. Like since the existence of the internet, that's attached to my real name, not even as a child, because I was scared people could track me, right? I mean, we didn't know much about the internet back then, but I figured people will be able to track it or da da da. It's going to be in some database. Like I was already thinking like that back when I was like 10. So
Yeah.
when I heard about Facebook, I'm like, so now this is just a way for my friends, family, and randoms to stalk me? Like, I already ignore my phone as it is. I find it annoying that people can just text me at their leisure. Like, I can't even just shut them out until I feel like answering the phone. And you want me to have to go. I was not about that life. Mm-mm. Nope. But then I remember my boyfriend at the time, he had games and stuff on his Facebook. And so I started playing the games through his Facebook. And then I signed up with my own Facebook just to play the games. Like it wasn't even like to add things or like anything. It was just to play games. And then, a friend or two found out I was actually on Facebook and they started tagging me in pictures. And then I got my own camera, and then I went a little shutter happy for a few years, and then I was on Facebook. But I don't know. I don't know when that was. I don't know if it was 2009 or 2010. I'm not 100% sure when that started. So I might actually miss the cutoff.
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you are protected, if nothing else. How about that?
Truth. I gotta go check that, y'all. I'm sorry, Char. I would love to be on the show, but I have to go check my Facebook and see if I was on it in time to get some free money. Because y'all don't understand. Free money would be very much appreciated right now. So it's been real. Have a great weekend. No, I'm joking.
Come back soon now.
Right?
Well, I don't know if you had any children lately, but this still can apply to you because if you have helped out, because this formula is expensive, and you guys know $35.99 and up. So if you have helped someone that had a baby that had bought some of this formula, you too can get a claim. Oh yeah, you can get up to $15. Again, I have put the form in the chat room. Fill it out. Make sure it applies to you if you have helped out a loved one or even yourself had a child recently. There's a form. Collect your $15. Hey, it's better than nothing. They got something for you. Hey, I say take it if it applies.
Is it though? I mean, is it better than nothing? Because when you said $3, right? I went, them little teeny tiny packages of formula like $40 a piece, and you trying to give me $3 for my $40 purchase? Y'all are fakey. Right? That ain't nothing. That's no, that's just wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Right?
They trying. They said, look, we'll give you the tax. They like, okay, we'll
Right?
redeem. We'll give you up to $15.
Actually,
So,
no, Shar. Tax here is 14%. So no, it's not even the tax. That's what you
whoa.
see what I'm saying now? Rip off.
Oh,
Terrible. It's horrible. And
okay.
you know what
I understand now.
I mean? And then
Oh,
you have to buy like what? One a week? And you're gonna cut me off at $15 max? Y'all are feisty. That's no rebates, right?
okay. Well, that's all they're offering. I tried. I really tried. I try to help.
I know, right? Hear me with all my outrage, and I have not bought formula like ever and have no babies. But still, it's the principle, right? Yeah.
It's principality, Smokey. I get it. I get it.
Oh
I
no,
understand.
I'm super extra. Okay, so I can be like customer service's worst nightmare. Um, Amazon customer service has given me a total of $150 in credits in the last 3 weeks over whatever I was complaining about. But the point is, this last time, right?
Hmm.
So now I pay for Amazon Prime. Let's all keep it clear. And I pay for it every month, even if I go through long periods where I'm not using it at all. I didn't even know Amazon Prime had like videos and stuff like that for years into my Prime membership. And I would order stuff like maybe 2-3 times a year, but I'm paying $7 a month, right?
Mm.
Okay. So as a Prime member, right, the reason why I think it is worth it for me to pay that is because I like same day or since Rona, next day delivery. If I order it on time, so if I order it by midnight, I'm going to be able to get it by 10 p.m., right? I like that.
Okay.
And that's why I have Prime. So I needed a few things, right? So now, to be honest with you, every time I've talked to Amazon Prime customer service, I have talked to them as though my life and my future depends on whatever I'm ordering, right? It never has, not once. But the point is, right? I like getting it when I'm supposed to get it. So I forgot I was doing a bunch of other stuff. The house health still continues. In fact, if anything, it got worse, but whatever. And so now I was like, oh my God, it's running late. Okay. I look, it says, you still got 3 minutes. I said, great. Still got 3 minutes to get my stuff by 10 p.m. I put my stuff into the cart. I check all of it's available. Great. I go to the place your
Right.
order screen. I check to make sure I can still get it, right, by 10 p.m. Yes. Perfect. August 4th, 10 p.m. Yes. Right. I submit my order. Why is this thing now telling me I ain't getting it till Friday, August 5th? I'm like,
Oh.
excuse you? I didn't even play with it. I just called customer service. Hello. Hi. Right? So now I explain my issue. I'm like, I made the cutoff. Right? I looked at the time, I made the cutoff. So what is the problem? Right? The woman said, well, sorry, there's nothing we can do. You're getting it on Friday, August 5th. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
okay. I'd like to speak to your supervisor, please. I didn't even argue with her. It's just like, so I talked to the supervisor. Supervisor's trying to tell me about this, that. I don't care. Listen, every time you talk to Amazon, they tell you 17 new rules and policies they have that the last person said were the exact opposite. Like, they don't know what they're talking about at all. But the point is, he told me no matter what, in his system, he could not change my delivery date. So I'm like, so if I had clicked a minute earlier, do you think the counter was off by a minute? Like, then I could get it on August 4th. But because I was a minute late, now I can't get it till August 5th. He's like, all I can tell you is you can't get it till August 5th. There's nothing I can do in the system. I'm like, well, the last time there was a problem, the lady and he's like, yeah, that's not showing up for me. I said, cool, cancel everything. Cancel it all. Right?
Uh-oh.
Delete all that shit. Like that little kid. Delete all that shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Delete it now. I better not get charged 1 red cent. That's what I said. I was so like, no. Right? And there's Mr. Roof sitting there laughing at me on the couch because he knows it's the principle of the matter. It's the
Right.
principle. Sure. Ask anybody, if Thursday, August 4th, did I go back onto Amazon and order the stuff to arrive by Friday, August 5th at 10 p.m. Yes, I did, but it's a principle. I want it the same day. I refuse to order it on Wednesday and get it on Friday. I want to order it on Thursday to get it on Friday. If you can't tell me on Wednesday I can't get my order on Thursday because your system played me, then I don't want it. I'll reorder it tomorrow. And that's what I did. I reordered it yesterday to get it today. It's the principle. It's the
That's right.
principle. That's all I'm saying. It's the principle, y'all. Yeah, I didn't get more mature as I aged, obviously. That's not what happens.
Dang.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Uh, okay. Well, I find this to be some immaturity right here on this story. Um, it's too graphic to show. I don't even know why they actually showed that graphic scene, but I'm going to read this and then I'm going to play the update of what's the outcome of
Uh-oh.
the story is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, make sure I share it. Okay. A fight over cold French fries led to the shooting of a Brooklyn McDonald's worker who is now fighting for his life. A high-ranking police source said Tuesday. The 23-year-old victim was working at the fast food joint at 1531 Fulton Street in Bed-Stuy around 7 p.m. Monday when he started getting hassled by a female customer over her fries, the source said. The woman was FaceTiming her 20-year-old son during the argument, and the son soon stormed into the restaurant and began fighting with the employee, the source alleged. The mom complained that her fries were cold, the police source said. The mom was on FaceTime with her son and he heard a dispute between her and the clerk. The son and the clerk got into a dispute inside and it went outside. That's when the woman's son allegedly whipped out a gun and blasted the worker in the neck, cops said. Mm, mm, mm. Let me scroll down a little bit and read this and then play the video to
Wow.
update for you. Yeah, it's the fries. It's about the fries. The fries not even in deep fried anymore in beef fat, so they don't even taste as good. So I don't know what that's all
Oh.
about, but I'll continue.
Vegan ruined everything, but go on.
Was this it or did I go past it? No, that's the story. I feel like crying. You shot someone over French fries, said a witness who owns a local business to the Post on Tuesday. Another witness said the co-worker they were around them. The co-workers they were around the victim. They were on their phones and they were crying. Give me 1 second. I hear. Am I putting them on? Am I taking them off? What am I doing here?
You
Okay, there
kind
we
of did both. Okay, that's better.
go. Okay. All right, let me go back to my page and see where was I. They were on their phones and they were crying. A man took off his shirt and put it on the neck to try to stop the bleeding. The victim's right eye was swollen shut. He couldn't talk, the witness said of the tragic employee. He was just shaking. His chest was heaving. He was still breathing when they put him on the stretcher. The victim remained in extremely critical condition at Brookdale Hospital in Brooklyn on Tuesday, source said. His distraught family and friends wept and consoled each other on the steps of the hospital emergency room entrance Tuesday afternoon. He's a good guy, a coworker told the Post. The employee added that the store cut security in June. Okay, so this is what happened that day on Tuesday. And then today they had the breaking news of the update. So let me get that for you.
I know Brookdale Hospital all too well. I didn't live
You
too
do?
far from Brookdale.
Oh, okay. Welcome. How you doing? How are you?
I actually came on here. Y'all was talking about that. What that Facebook cash?
Yes, I posted in the chat. I closed it out, so you have to scroll back up.
Yeah, I got my bells around my waist. I'm about to do the jiggy.
Welcome, Vonda. How are you doing?
Hey, Shar. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Mr. Spade.
What's up?
Hey, Varda. Hello, Mr. Spade.
I know.
I'm
I
allowed to
know.
say that now. We both people of a certain age now. You know what I mean? I've aged out of young youth.
Uh-uh.
I know the three of y'all got a weakness for a man's hip that don't lie.
Uh-oh. Watch
Okay,
out now.
who you been talking to?
Okay. Y'all
Who
hip and everything. Them hips don't lie. Okay. Uh-oh. He is too much, but that's Jack for you. That
hmm
is Jack for you.
Well, you
Okay.
know what? With these, I'm sorry, with these shootings and these things that are going on, what is wrong with people that no one has any type of self-control and the first thing they want to do is pull a gun out when they get angry? It's just crazy.
Girl, let's listen to this update and then we'll talk about it because I have a few things to say. Just a few. All right, here goes.
Our breaking news in Brooklyn. Police say the McDonald's worker who was shot during an argument over cold fries has died. The shooting is now being investigated as a homicide.
Oh.
Yesterday, prosecutors indicated that charges against the shooter, the accused shooter, Michael Morgan, would be upgraded if that worker died. Police say Morgan shot 23-year-old Matthew Webb outside the McDonald's in Bed-Stuy on Monday. They say Morgan also confessed to murdering another man in 2020 in Brooklyn. We are learning more about mystery.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, murderer? Oh my God.
And it's back to the fries. Now, the story I played before, the mom was FaceTiming her son. She's in McDonald's. She's complaining about her fries. Normally, from what I know of, what happens is they replace your fries. They'll say, I'm sorry, or whatever, give you some fries, and that's it. But I do know sometimes, depends on, the energy of the customer. The person says, well, who you talking to like that? I'm going to get your fries. That could have happened. I don't know. Wasn't there. But as far as these two guys that got into it, I'm pretty sure some egos was going on because, you know, some young men, they just don't like that. They're like, who you talking to like that? And they took it outside, and unfortunately, the young man, the son, he shot the worker. So he didn't even have a chance. He didn't even try to fight him or anything.
Oh,
It's like, this deserves death because you disrespected me with words.
Well,
Wow. Wow.
well. See now, I don't remember where I watched the four. Actually, it might be on Pink Book Lessons. I can't remember where I saw this. But I listened to someone who went and dug up all of the little details.
Oh.
So the mama went into McDonald's, right? She came out of the place. She goes, her fries are cold. As we all know, as soon as McDonald's fries are cold, they're garbage. They can't be reheated. They cannot be fixed, right?
Mhm.
So she goes back in and she says, my fries are cold. I'd like some warm fries, please. They said, cool. And so, she waits a little bit. They come back with her supposedly warm fries. She goes out. She finds out that there's like a few warm fries on the top, but all of the fries on the bottom are still cold. So now she goes in and she's upset. And she's like, what, you guys think I'm stupid? You just put some warm fries on the top? Like, I'm not an idiot. I would like a order of all warm fries.
Mhm.
And so, she's probably acting agitated, upset, ignorant a little bit, whatever. And it's a bunch of teenagers basically working there, and it's mostly women and this one guy. And so the women start cackling and and making fun of her and da 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 da. And it's a whole thing. And then the boy, the one who ends up getting shot later, he makes fun of her for having food in her teeth because they're idiot teenagers who think they're cute and tough, right? So this woman, now this is from her account though, this woman calls her son on FaceTime and says, oh, these kids, I ain't fitting to play with these little kids. I ain't fitting to play with them. I have kids their age. Da 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 da. And tells her son she doesn't want him to show up though. This is what the woman said. I don't want you to show up though, son. But this is the one who was making fun of me for having food in my teeth. So now the son shows up, comes, there's a whole confrontation inside of the McDonald's.
Oh God.
right? And then at that point, the son, they were kind of like, yo, let's take this outside, da 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 da, right? And I guess it doesn't get taken outside. Her son leaves, he goes outside. In a little while, right? Because again, the situation is still not resolved. In a little while, the boy who's working behind the McDonald's counter comes up to the woman, asks her where her son's at, and she says something along the lines of, "He's outside, mind your business, none of your business." Then the boy goes outside, and I won't say moments later, but not that long later, there's some shots. So the woman goes running out to the window. This is what the mom says of the one who's now accused of murder. And then she runs out. She sees a boy lying on the ground and her son running away, basically. Right now, I don't know. I feel like there's some things wrong with that story, to be honest with you, especially because the co-workers say that that's not what happened, that the situation, there was no pause, and then afterwards the one from McDonald's was like, yo, where's your son at? That's not what happened. It was just like, you need to get out of our place, whatever, blah blah, getting it to be outside, and a little bit of ego too, whatever. You want to take this outside, fine, let's take this outside, right? And then take it outside, guy shoots him, runs away, because the employees said that they were there and low-key egging it on. They thought it might be a fist fight, nonsense. Are gonna cackle and think that this is a cute little thing until a gun comes out, someone gets shot. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's not how I thought this was gonna end. So that's what from the mom's perspective versus what the employees say happened. But I don't believe her. I think she called her son to come up there, because why would you call him, show him this is the one who made fun of me, da 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 da, but I don't want you to come though, son.
Right.
That don't make any sense.
She know how crazy her son is. That boy didn't just all of a sudden get nutty buddy today when my fries were cold. She knew her son's mental, instability, or she knew the depth of his temper. If he had a bad temper,
Yeah, it's the same thing like when kids go, "My daddy's gonna beat you up." Right? It's the same thing, only she just did it in reverse now. She can't say her daddy, can't say her husband, so her son. My son's gonna come, he gonna mess you up. You're gonna be sorry the day you ever made fun of me. That's what happened. And you know what? That's what the guy said too. He said, well, when you're gonna make fun of someone's mom, what do you expect? That's what he said. The one who got arrested. When you make fun of someone's mom, what do you expect? So that means that's his mentality. That's the way he thinks. It's hood rules, da 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 da. And she knew that's how her kid thinks, right? And that's why she called him. That's why she called him.
Wow.
This whole situation makes me so mad.
Well, Mama got enough time to scrounge some money together, because Christmas is in what, about 3 months? She can just get his Christmas package in.
That's exactly what she's gonna have to do, because I'm sure there's no money to get him out, and there's no getting out of this. That fool went down there. He went down there looking for the trouble. It wasn't like she said, "Oh, I was assaulted." Okay, first she called 911. He went down there for the smoke.
Yeah,
and he brought some smoke with him.
Well, apparently he wasn't carrying the smoke, because he brought his girlfriend with him and had his girlfriend holding the gun, and the girlfriend handed him the gun so he could shoot and kill some kid over McDonald's fries.
Oh my goodness, this is wow.
Yeah, I heard about the girlfriend giving him the gun, and she's also being charged as an accessory, I believe.
Yep.
You know what? That right there is some dumb ride or die. I wish. I first of all, I wouldn't even had the gun. So when he would have said, "Oh, give me my gun," what gun?
Right. Right.
Who are you talking to?
This is this is so sad, and what I mean by that is, okay, we can have the attitude that my life is good, I got a good job, career, whatever, I'm doing fine, I'm not worried about these folks out here, these not my kids. But unfortunately, you have to be concerned, because your community, your surroundings, where you go shop, where you go get your hair cut or done or whatever these things are, you have to be concerned, because these people are walking around in this
Right.
area because not you're not going to shop in all prestigious places. You may
Right.
live your house may be in a great spot, but the one that really give you that nice cut down the block, up the street, near the hood, you're going to step in the hood eventually. And these are
Mhm.
people that's surrounding. And I'm just concerned about this because these are our this is our youth, and this if this is how they think, it only can be more trouble in the future. You
Oh, it's
bump into
gonna be
them.
more
Oh,
trouble.
excuse me. Oh,
Mhm.
so what? That's all you got? That's how because you gonna bump into me and you got that, and, just and it just escalates. And then you're a grown adult male. You may be, I don't know, anywhere 35 and up. You may look at them like, what the hell? If he don't get somewhere, and you may say something, and then it just escalates, and that is so unfortunate. But this is where we're headed. This is what we see every day, and we got to beware because our children, they can end up working at some of these places, and
And
they're
you
going
know
to be
what?
faced with these folks.
That's what I
Mhm.
was thinking about with all of these shootings and murders that are taking place at fast food. It's like you just be 16 years old at your little Burger King job and get murdered. And that's what's been happening. I mean, working at Safeway, I mean, Subway. Oh, too much mayonnaise, you get shot.
Hmm.
McDonald's. Oh, my fries are cold. Boom, you get shot. It's like, what? I mean,
And
nobody
these
Now.
are different cities
nobody
too.
fights anymore. It's
Mhm.
like it's just ridiculous. Nobody fights.
No. And see, but this has been ongoing for, I'm going to say, about 20 years here. So probably a little longer in America, where the culture did change. Because that's why me and like my era, my generation, right? That's why we stopped fighting and stuff. Because this younger generation that was only a few years younger than us at the time, right? They were raised differently. And so, yeah, they're going to shoot you and stab you or whatever because you stepped on their shoes. You know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
something so idiotic. It's a completely different culture. First of all, they're a lot more angry, a lot more aggressive, right? A lot more. They don't discern between good, bad, whatever. Like there's no rules anymore. There used to be rules of conduct for the streets, right? But then that goes two ways because there used to be rules for code of conduct in the streets on all sides. So, you know how we talk about online, like, oh, you wouldn't say that to someone's face or da 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 da. The problem with the youngins coming up is they're not separating what they can do as keyboard warriors on the internet versus what you can do in real life, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to be discerning on the internet. You can talk to anyone, anyway, anytime, right? It doesn't matter. What are they going to do? Reach out and touch you? They can't, right? But when you are in real life, you are in a customer service situation or work or whatever, and you're talking to real world humans, right? Now you can't just talk to people like you think you're in an internet chat room because some of them are not playing with you. Some of them are not doing this for the clout, for the gram, maybe to go viral, maybe to get the rocks off a little bit. Some of them, like this one over here, has been arrested dozens of times and has killed someone already,
Or
probably
even has a
multiple
gun
people
on
and whatever, right? Like you don't know who you're talking to, and because of the internet, right, and because of a failure of the generations above them, they haven't learned how to comport themselves in a different way depending on the situation. They just think internet behavior is the same behavior you do everywhere. It's fine, it's cool, and it's not, obviously, right?
Right.
Like this good. He made fun of someone's mama for having, everyone is someone's mama, everyone's someone's daddy, but he made fun of some woman for having food in her teeth while she was yelling, right?
and
Okay.
and you don't even know what that lady said to him. I mean, she could have said. I mean, so people talk to fast food workers really bad. She could have been
Hmm.
Yeah.
having a bad
They do.
day. She got her cold fries. She could have called him, "You old dusty head teenage boy," or who knows what she called him. If that was the case. But my
Right.
thing is that when you're dealing with food and you're dealing with that type of situation, what I don't understand is why, where does the violence come from? Why would you get uh disrespectful or belligerent with someone who's handling your food. And I'm not saying she started it. You know, I don't know what type of attitude she came back to him when she said, you know, excuse me, my fries are cold, or these damn fries are cold. Get me some more. You know, who knows? You know?
Well, I think it's from both sides because not for anything, but everyone knows McDonald's fries are inedible the second they even get lukewarm, right? You know that. And, you know, however this woman acted, just give her the warm fries and go on about your business. Why are you playing games with the woman's food, right? Now, that's from that side. From the other side, I've never understood why people are rude to people who are going to serve you food because you don't know what they are doing to your food. And I've never been one who likes to play with people who could play with my food. You know what I mean?
Too many
Like,
areas, too many things they can do. I don't see anything that they're doing to my food, and they can be doing anything. And a lot of times they do.
You know? And then, you know, now y'all know you're wrong. You know you're wrong for having given this woman the cold fries twice, and she walking.
Especially,
you know,
especially if they know they did that. You know what I'm saying? If they know here, just put these warm ones on top and get her the hell out of here.
Right. And now, and y'all know you're in Bed-Stuy. Let's be real, okay? So you know you're in the hood, in a place where people feel oppressed. They feel like the world has been making a joke of them their whole lives. Da, 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 da. Now y'all are going to sit there as a little clan, as a little gang behind this desk, and basically victimize this woman, make this woman feel like y'all are all ganging up on her. She's, you know, there's nothing she can do. Da, 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 da. In a situation, in an environment like that, yeah, she's going to feel the need to retaliate. So she's going to call someone who can retaliate for her, right? And then that person is going to overreact to the situation because he's living thug life. He's not living the little high school life like the rest of them. You see what I'm saying? It's like no one is, when you look at the situation over and over and over, I'm like, everyone was wrong every step of the way. Every step of the way in this, everyone was wrong. Because if those people had just... I am terribly sorry. I didn't know the fries were cold. I'm so sorry. Give us 3 minutes. We're going to make you some new warm fries. Let her make her noise. She's mad. She had to walk back. She probably overweight. She had to walk back there. She's tired now. Let her make her noise, right? Y'all give her hot fries, and when she leaves, now you mock her and go on about your business. That's how customer service works, right? Like, watch. That's how it should have worked. That's what everyone should have done. Right? Damn. That's for sure.
Did you have anything to add, Jack, before we move to the next story? Going once?
All I was going to say is I guarantee you they didn't know the last nookie they had together was going to be their last nookie together, not with the opposite sex.
Okay.
But that's just me being me.
Yeah, that's you. That's okay, Jack. We love you.
That's so Jack of you. So Jack of you.
Yeah, see. That's what
very much so. Yeah.
Now, when I was mentioning earlier about, you know, the kids, you know, you don't know what's happening. This man was minding his own business, a business owner and all of that. I don't know all the details because, of course, they're still investigating. But the man was found shot and he was robbed. He have nothing. Once they just stripped him down, they took everything he had, and they, you know, trying to find out what happened. So we're going to hear the story here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Suburban Illinois.
Man.
That, oh boy.
That's a sad story.
Extremely. And I'm like, you just think about it. You got a business owner. Just, you know how hard it is to just get the loans and get startup money, all that stuff. And you just minding your business. You got a family. You just doing you. That's what I'm saying. You got these people that are out just robbing and doing all kind of things, and just small altercations. You can bump their car. They'll get out and be angry and shoot you. And then, of course, they're going to take off. No, you didn't want to exchange any information. Maybe they'll fix your scratch on your car. No, you're too angry. You thought, you know, shots fired was the answer. Oh, okay. And that's what I'm saying. This is just terrible. And it's, you know, it's not getting better. It's just escalating. It's getting fast and faster. People, what is it, patience or anger level? It's off the hook. It's ridiculous.
Well, these are the times that we live in, and we're going through a pandemic. We're coming out with some more pandemic type stuff. With the monkeypox, we have a recession. You know, and people are desperate. And the thing that it's the thing about it that's so shocking is because it's almost like it's from one day to the next. Because yesterday
Yeah.
everything was fine, and then today he gets shot up.
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you, the people that did it, he's probably seen them every single day that he's worked his little cart. He probably saw them every day. They probably bought funnel cakes from him. Walked past them, brought their kids to get funnel cakes, and they were like, "Oh, we gave him cash. Look at all them people standing there giving him cash. He got money. We gonna watch him and we gonna get him." And that's what they did.
It's a sad and sick mind.
It's very sad and it's very sick. And I feel like I know him. I was just like, "Oh no, not the funnel cake, man." I'm like, that's just terrible. Because I mean, he's trying to make an honest living, and
yeah, and that's why I'm pointing out. I mean, this coming to people's doorstep. I mean, you're just living your life, minding your business. Why can't I just have my life? Leave me alone. I haven't done anything. Choose to do something different if you can. There's something out there. I don't know what, but this is not it, because you're going to get caught. Even if you don't get caught with this one, the next thing you do, you're going to get caught, and then they'll be able to trace it back to the other stuff that you've done, just like with the McDonald's guy.
You know what? What's so terrible about it, Char, is that they really don't care about getting caught. What their thing is they want to see how long they can go evading, because a lot of times with the no snitching policy in the hood, they can actually be walking through clear and free, going to church every Sunday, and everybody know what they did, and nobody will say a word.
That's awful.
Say a word. So, and then when it does come to them getting caught, it's like they don't care. They'll take a 30-year sentence like a Snicker bar candy.
Wow.
It's sad.
That's terrible. Their lives are very short too.
Live fast, die young.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'll move on to the next story. This is some Jack Bond stuff. I don't know what these people are ethnicity wise, but Egyptian? I don't know. Let's see if they mention it. Maybe I missed it.
Okay.
You've seen it in spy movies.
Revolving number plates, naturally.
But tonight, 2 California burglary suspects accused of vehicle break-ins had their very own undercover gear worthy of Sean Connery.
Never seen anything like that. It's very unique.
Irvine police say this Mercedes has a device inside that flips the license plate over, covering the numbers so people and cameras can identify them.
It's kind of like James Bond, right? You're trying to disguise yourself, so you flip the license plate over.
It's not 007. Instead, Irvine police say it was a pair of accused car burglars. But their cover got blown by a key tip from a witness who lives in an apartment complex the burglars are accused of targeting twice.
Condos and apartments make for easy targets because there's so many vehicles in one spot, and they don't have to go from house to house.
On surveillance video, he noticed the car would come in with license plates and leave without them.
So when they started departing the property, I was already on the phone with Irvine PD Dispatch.
Police say they found and stopped the suspect's vehicle. Not only did they find the plate covering system, but an advanced device that siphons gas straight into their own vehicle's tank. Officers also report finding stolen items and evidence of identity theft. The suspects, Yasmin Kapoor and Chris Wen, are charged with vehicle burglary, vehicle theft, possession of stolen property, and possession of burglary tools. Both suspects pleaded not guilty to the charges and were released on bond before their trial. Efforts to reach them were unsuccessful. Thefts from motor vehicles in Irvine are actually down this year, but some thieves are clearly getting more creative.
That's creative.
That's a little genius. The gas thing. That's what I'm looking at. The gas thing. That little license plate thing ain't so bad either. But I immediately thought about the gas because I'm like,
Right.
that gas. You know, I'm like, wow. Okay, I wonder what that looks like. You know,
I'm like, these people are just,
gas.
they're doing too much.
They doing way too much.
Oh my goodness.
They must be unemployed because they got time on their hands to be thinking of these concocting these plans.
Okay. And I bet you they're not from here. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
You know,
is siphoning gas a crime?
Same thing. They don't look like they're from this land.
Well, you're a thief. You take my gas, so.
Well, I know you're a thief, but like, is it a crime? No, seriously, right? Because like, how do you even really evaluate how much gas someone stole from someone else's car? Right? Like, it's different. If you were to steal from a gas station, they can say, yeah, they pumped $40 of gas, they didn't pay for it. But like,
you go by the tank size.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, how do you even prove someone literally, if they hadn't stolen other items, right? If all they had done is siphon people's gas, I don't think they would have that criminal charge of theft. Because I'm like, how do you really, really prove it? Because it's a he said, she said kind of thing, right? Buddy would come downstairs and say, yeah, I swear to God, my tank was full or half full or whatever. Right? They're going to say, I didn't do nothing. Prove it.
It's one of those things you have to get caught by the police doing it, or there's a video of you standing there sticking something into the other person's gas tank. That's the reason why. That's the reason why now. I mean, it's been like this at least 50 years. The gas tanks have a little blocker on the inside, so you can't push a hose down there, and then you also have the lock on the gas cap itself or on the outside. To prevent people from stealing gas, because that was kind of like a big thing during the 40s and 50s.
Right, exactly.
Well, they're doing a new thing with stealing gas, and I saw this. It was like on some social media or something. But what they do is they'll take the hoses and switch them. One person, the thief, is going to be on the left side. The unsuspecting, buyer is going to be on the right side. So they switch the hoses. So the person on the right side who's unsuspecting goes and puts their card in to get their gas, and the pump, basically lights up, and the other person on the other side puts that hose into their tank and fills it up. And the other person just think they're getting gas and ain't nothing going in their tank at all. The other person getting the gas. I saw it on a video. So,
oh my goodness.
I'm just like, no, this dude didn't. The guy came up to the pump. He had already switched the little things. The guy put his little money in to get his gas, and the guy took the pump and put it in his tank, and he got a tank of gas.
That doesn't make any sense. You can't tell when it's not pumping. I can tell when you press the button it's not pumping.
But you know what? I'm thinking at some point, it's like unless you're standing there holding it, a lot of times people will put the pump on the thing and walk away or get back in their car. I usually do other things, but I do make sure my gas is pumping. Because one time I was at the gas station, and there was a television show that was trying to prank me, but they couldn't prank me because I noticed that my gas, I'm like, what's wrong with my gas? I went back in, I said, look, my gas is not going. And what the whole prank was is that they would have people basically pay their money and fill up their car, but not get any gas. But I could tell something wasn't right. And I'm like, oh, this ain't right. And then I saw the little man from the show, and I was like, I'm like, oh, y'all can't get me. But they sure did scrap.
Oh, wow.
They were like, okay, well, no. And they just let me get my gas. But I'm like, what the hell? This gas ain't going. Something ain't right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can feel the pressure when you squeeze the nozzle.
Yeah.
You can literally hear the hum and the sound of it going through. I'm like, there's so many signs your gas is not actually pumping. Like, it would just be weird to me that you wouldn't be able to notice. I don't know. Okay.
Now, this has been sent to me by Sheed. He won a little Karen action, and I had to do some editing because it's actually someone else's, straight video. So I just wanted to clip from it. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Make it bigger.
What the hell is she doing?
She's providing proof for the Amazon package delivery.
You're moving them all around. Go back to your house. What you doing?
Returning to the house only a few minutes later with a different, smaller package in her hand. This happens.
What a skank.
Hey, I see you.
Hello?
Yeah, right here. I see you. Do you see me? Look. What do you do with the package?
I just came to deliver this package. I'm from Amazon. That's all.
No. I got a notification that you were near my door, okay? And you put 3 packages down. You took 3 photos, and then you took photos of that. But you moved the packages away. Why did you move the packages away?
They were not your packages, sir. I had the wrong address on those.
So you just realized it that fast? You realized it that fast they were the wrong packages?
Yeah, this one is your package, though. This doesn't have.
No. Last time I was missing 2 packages. Listen to me. Last time I was missing 2 packages, okay? And I got 2 photos. All right? Listen to me. I have a recording of you, okay?
After failing to make herself look innocent, Karen realized that she's been caught red-handed. Just watch as she keeps stuttering and tries to find a way out.
When you take a photo, you send it to the Amazon account, and now it's on my account. So if I complain to corporate, you're done.
Sir, please just don't.
No. If I complain to corporate, you're done. Here's the thing.
Don't tell corporate, please. No.
Take that package right there. Set it down. Set it down. Now go get the other. No, listen to me. Go get them. Get the other ones. How dare you? Caught you red-handed. How dare you? Get the other ones.
Oh my goodness!
You see that? You saw that? You saw what she did? You saw that? Look on my phone right there. I can see it on my phone. Are you kidding me?
Your packages, they're already here.
Set them down nicely. Listen, hey, look at me. Listen, you're done. I'm gonna send it. You're done. You're fine. You're losing your job. You should have worked for Amazon. You are done. Go. Done.
Oh my God! Everybody knew that was Vivian.
On her acting skills.
That was too much, but she tried. Now, I always say, I get it. You work for a job, you're working hard and all that, you want to get paid extra. Well, taking someone else's package is not the answer. It just never is the answer.
It's low down. I think it's low down because someone paid for those packages and someone's waiting for it. You know, and when their stuff doesn't come, that's not cool. That's not cool. And you work for Amazon, you thief.
Yeah, you're gonna get caught.
That dude,
he was so done with her. He's like, you know what? I'm telling on you. You're done. You are done. And she, what? When she came back with that little flimsy package, he's like, excuse me. And she's like, huh? What? Hello? Yeah, I see you. You better put my damn packages back.
That guy did too much talking. He did too much talking. He wasn't there. He
probably was at work. Who knows?
Yeah, he wasn't there, or he would have come outside.
He hasn't watched enough movies where folks are like, I'm gonna tell the cops, blah 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 blah, and that person gets killed.
Oh, what?
Jack,
tell me, y'all ain't seen enough of those movies?
No, I haven't.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Actually,
well, the dude be telling the main criminal, I got enough evidence on you. I'm gonna call the cops. I'm gonna take you down. And as soon as he makes it to the car, they take him down.
Yeah, but the guy's not home. What is she gonna do?
Yeah, in this particular case,
track his workplace. Like
I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have done all that talking. I wouldn't have told her I was gonna take a job. I'll just wait till I got home, then take a job.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is that she's delivering packages to his house. And he's seeing her through the Ring doorbell, so on his cell phone. probably at work or a friend's house or whatever. Like he's not at home.
Notification that your packages are coming.
Yeah.
You know. And so he took the time to look because he's like, last time I was missing 2, but I got 2 pictures that said that my packages were there. So he's sitting up there just watching this heifer, just watching her. But you know what? People are so stupid. I mean, nowadays, most people, not all, but most, have Ring cameras. Stalkers, murderers have been caught on Ring cameras, you know? So it's like, lady, just do your job. Why do you have to steal these packages? You don't know what they ordered. And my thing is, stealing somebody's package is like The Price is Right. You don't know what's behind box number 1, box number 2, and it might be something completely useless. What are you going to do with, 10 knitting needles?
She's going to sell it. See, this is the thing, right? On one side, right? Like, I don't personally agree, right, with her stealing anything, and that's what I'm saying. But from the perspective of Amazon has lost more than one of my packages. They've delivered packages to the wrong address, stuff like that. Amazon will compensate me, the customer, right? They will absolutely put the credit on my account and probably some extra credit for my trouble for me to be able to reorder the package. So like short of there actually being some type of emergency situation where I literally needed that thing today and me getting it tomorrow or another day would not have been sufficient, or something that was like rare and sold out already, right? Like except for those rare occasions, in general, Amazon is going to compensate me, the customer, and the delivery people know that. They know that customers will get compensated. The customer will be able to get that package, no problem, right? Now, and all you're hearing about, I mean, I just saw an article the other day. I didn't even read through it because so many of them keep coming up about Amazon's dystopian work environment for delivery people, for employees. Like Amazon is not treating its employees particularly well. It's not paying them well. They're working them way too hard, right? It's like overworked, underpaid, and whatever. And I think it's like at this point, the Amazon workers are doing stuff like this because they know that it's the only person that's really going to hurt is the company. The company is going to have to pay out, right, to the customer. The customer is going to have to wait a day. It's a little inconvenient, but oh well. And then they'll be able to make a little bit of money on the side selling that thing for a little cheaper than Amazon does, right? And to compensate them for the fact that they had to work 7 14-hour days in a row and weren't allowed to take bathroom breaks or they get fired. And I know because my friend's husband worked for Amazon and that's what he got fired for, bathroom breaks.
Well, I will say, Ruby, for someone that, want their package the same day, you seem to be very nice, I must say.
Oh, God, listen, I'm not nice, right?
Uh-oh.
Well, that's why I said, I'm like, no.
The way you explained it.
Like, don't get it twisted. Isn't that nice here?
Yeah, no, I would have chopped her head off, right? Because, like, you're doing it to me. How dare you? But no, what I'm saying is, yeah, right? Like, I understand, like, when you look at it, it's like you're stealing from the customer. Well, she's not, because she knows what the policy is. And so she knows Amazon is going to compensate the customer. The customer is not getting stolen from. They're getting inconvenienced to buy an extra day or two, but they're not actually going to lose anything.
She's stealing from the company, basically.
Exactly. She's stealing from the company in the smartest way she could, because if you stole, before you guys, like, if you stole it from the warehouse, you're going to prison. So this is like a way, packages go missing, people steal it, and then it just went missing, and it's not her fault, it's a victimless crime, and I think that's how I think actually it's happening a lot. I think that this is what Amazon employees are doing to kind of strike back at the company but still maintain their job because they can't afford to not work either. I don't know, like, I'm not saying it's okay, I'm just saying I kind of get it, given everything that keeps coming up about the way Amazon is treating its employees currently, like.
Okay. Well, I want to welcome Michael Carter to the show.
Welcome. Oh, long time.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Greetings, everybody. Thank you, Char. I just happened to catch you right when you on this segment. I didn't want to take up all the time because I didn't know if you was gonna move to something else just now, but I had a few things I wanted to speak on behalf of that and what I was telling you earlier about the DoorDash incident. But I could attest to those things. Matter of fact, I just got through watching Philip's video on some Brad reporting her sister for saying that accusing her with stealing or something, some food or something she ordered and got him fired from DoorDash. And I can speak from experience. But everybody that's tuning in right now, so I unfortunately don't have footage of anything from last weekend, but this Karen had the nerve. Well, okay, so I was delivering an order of pizza to her, right? And okay, so here's the question: has anyone or anybody, like, let's say, just walk to somebody's door, whether they're delivering something or they're visiting or somebody or what have you, walk up to their door and they're just standing there at the door and they don't open it immediately? Has anybody ever witnessed that before? Like,
I would
has
say
anybody?
yes.
Okay, well, this is the second time for me, and I don't understand, but this lady was trying to get my attention by waving at me, but I have her order and somebody else's order in the bag in one hand and my phone in the other. So what am I supposed to do? Just stop there and drop everything and wave back at her to get her attention? No. But nonetheless, she's just standing there, and I'm like, okay, are you going to open the door? I actually said that out loud, but she then opens the door and talks about, oh, why are you getting so obnoxious with me? And I said, really? Just because of me saying it like that, or however way you want me to say it, I'm just, it doesn't make any sense. And this is an elder lady too, I add. But now we're going back and forth. Her say, oh, I'm going to report you, this, that, there, yada, yada. And I said, ma'am, I have another order I have to deliver after yours. And so I don't have time for this. And again, she's going back and forth with me. But the funny thing about it at the end throughout all that is that she had the nerve to tip me $5. Yet she's still going to report me. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, in her case, she just wanted some company, some attention, and you were cutting in on her time. She wanted your time, and you weren't trying to give it.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying it didn't make no sense to me. But her, I guess, husband or what have you came out and tried to figure out what the heck was going on. And I tried to explain to him. I said, sir, I came up walking from the pathway there in front of. Matter of fact, I actually passed their house because their house is right there at the intersection of the two intersecting streets. So the GPS would have it coordinated to where their front door is on the intersecting street away from the driveway, which is on the opposing street. So I had to back up and turn around. So, after all that, now she's scared and going back inside, talking about don't touch me. I'm like, I ain't even lay a finger on you. No, she did not use racial slurs, and that's the whole truth. But still, she give me $5. And so, do you want her or not? I end up taking it and I try to get back to her, but she goes back inside. And again, she goes to the so-called report me or what have you. But I went and reported her. I said, I don't have time for this. And, I just went on about my business. But as far as this Amazon segment situation, I did have something similar to that as well back when I was delivering for Amazon or one of their contractors. And they deal with that obviously all the time. It was back in Dallas where I delivered somewhere on a route that I'm not familiar with or wasn't familiar with at the time. And the homeowner came outside and yelled at me saying, oh, I didn't like how you delivered he said, well, you the one that delivered my package like this the other day or such and such. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And he said, oh, I didn't like the fact that you did. And I said, first off, to set the record straight, there's other drivers that have these assigned routes every single day. So you can't just blame it being one person that whoever it was that destroyed your package or dropped it some type of way that whatever. So I was like, yeah, get that straight. But I went to, go report that to whoever the contractor I was working for back then and then going from there. My only issue with Amazon was not the customers. It was, like y'all say, Amazon itself, because they are, and yeah, I did say it, Jeff, not Bezos, bozo, because he's actually, he is a true bozo. So for him to put all these strict rules and everything into place, but it was a news story that came out this past summer that come to find out they have actual actual robots in their systems that automatically terminate drivers if they come back to the station late after finishing their routes. If they don't get back within, they say you got to 4 to 5 hours to getting your route done. And there's no way. Why? Because the check-in times, for 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you're still sitting out there waiting for the associates to get your routes together. Because then you got to load up the vans. If y'all have said it already. But yeah, you got to load up the vans and everything. And then you're still wasting more time before actually leaving the station to go out to your route delivery area to go deliver. And so there's been many occasions where they call it a rescue, where I've had to be rescued a few times here and there. And then they say, okay, yeah, well, you're getting penalized every time you get rescued, and all this other mess. But I did too get terminated and resigned from separate contractors with them.
Wow.
Like, okay, wow. And then also they had the COVID restrictions at the time. They probably might bring that back around as is, because I was told right now they laid off on the COVID restrictions and the mask and the temperature checks and the 6 feet. Because that's all they would yell at you in the station. 6 feet over the loudspeakers, over the megaphones.
That is something, that whole organization, I like getting packages and everything, but the inner workings is a horror story so far. But I'm going to go to this next story, this last Karen, if you will, that she has sent.
Okay.
And let's see what goes on
You are
next.
done. Go. Done.
Okay, run on, girl. Go ahead.
Karen needs to work on her acting skills.
You know, I live here. If I were you, I'll put that down.
Why?
Because those are my stuff. I live here. This is my house.
My mom lives here.
I want to call the police on you.
After getting caught by the man who owns the house, Karen didn't actually steal much, but a date in the courthouse. Take a look at what happened.
A local woman got a lot of unwanted attention when video of her attempting to steal packages went viral. The CBS 2's Dave Lopez shows us today she got emotional in the courtroom.
841.
20-year-old Rihanna Medina had just stopped crying when the judge allowed the cameras to roll at her arraignment today in Alhambra.
I'm going to deny the request for OR.
And she quietly wept when the judge set her bail at $90,000. You couldn't see the tears because her attorney blocked her from the camera angle.
You know, I live here.
The man who took this cell phone video, he does not want to be identified, said he caught Miss Medina trying to steal 2 of his packages that were delivered for his business. Today, in court, Miss Medina pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges: second-degree commercial burglary, identity theft, and grand theft of personal property.
My mom lives here.
That's what she told the man who actually lives in that house as he was taking the cell phone video. Video that shows her trying to haul off with 2 packages that contained $1,000 worth of parts that the man needed to run his business.
I want to call the police on you.
She dropped the packages, stormed off, and the homeowner said she gave him the finger. Alhambra police said she then went and hid in a nearby motel using an assumed name and a false identity. That's why she's being charged with identity theft.
It also turns out Rihanna was arrested back in 2011 for a different charge and failed to appear in court, so the judge raised her bond from $25,000 to $90,000.
I mean, have the nerve to have an attitude. And 20 years old? So what is that? She's out of high school. If she finished 2 or 3 years, and this is her lifestyle here. Okay.
Wow.
That's messed up.
Y'all
Now that's different.
That's a hard 20. I'm sorry. When he said 20 years old, I was like, she's 20 years old.
Yeah, she looks about 37. I mean, it's probably drug related, right? Like she's probably a drug addict.
In the face. Got it.
Yeah.
In the face.
Hey, drugs, prostitution, some of those things really age you. Alcoholism. But, I think, and this is where, to me, this is different now, right? So when you're talking about mail theft, like when someone delivers something, so Federal Express or something, right?
Mhm.
That is different than Amazon. Amazon is shopping. It's online shopping. I bought it from the retailer. The retailer has 100,000 of them, right? And yeah, you could just get another one tomorrow. It's fine. That's different than stealing these types of business packages or a type of package from someone's stuff. First of all, you don't know what's in there. Second of all, you don't know if it's irreplaceable, if it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like how that was going to affect someone. To me, that's an entirely different thing, because that isn't the kind of thing where you just be like, okay, well, I'm going to call up Federal Express and they'll just send me a new one. Like, no, they won't, right? Like, that's not the way that works. You have to contact the person who initially shipped it through Federal Express. And then if it's an item you purchased, you have to pay for it again, right? Which, who knows how expensive that was, or even if there is another one available, or if it was something more personal that can't just be purchased. Like, that is a completely different type of thing. See, so to me, she's scum, right? Whereas in the Amazon worker is not. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just I see a difference. I really do.
You don't see that beautiful submissive woman there? You don't see that?
There she
No.
is.
That's what I was told. Well, that's what I heard in YouTube streets, but okay. I just...
1000% not. No. No.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
That's not a lovely 20-year-old, sexy, hot Latina.
Oh no, they can have that version of the 20-year-old. I don't know. That's what they want. Good luck.
Okay. I was just checking, word on the street, so I'm just checking. I don't know about all these things, but hey, I ask questions. That's how I learn. I ask. Yeah.
That's all you can do. Knowledge is power, right? So it's yeah. But yeah, no, and I don't know what it is. I'm really trying to package it in my mind, because I'm like, would it be different if she was stealing an Amazon package? Would I feel the same way? Yes, I would still think she's scum. So why do I feel different about the Amazon worker than I do about this chick? I don't know.
That is interesting.
Right? I don't know. I think maybe it's because I feel like Amazon employees are being treated badly, and therefore
that's what I
almost have a right to retaliate, right? Yeah. It's like, no, this woman is actually hurting neighbors, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care the impact she's going to have. It's not whatever. It's just over her own selfish gain, probably to buy drugs, alcohol, food, nails, whatever foolishness she wants, right? And she doesn't care who she harms to get that. So I think that probably is what my problem is, really. I don't know. Interesting.
Okay.
I learned about myself today.
Hey, that's what happened. As we grow, we learn. Yeah. I heard that, Danteezy. Okay, now I just have a question, ladies. Now, if someone is hanging around you and they tell you, "Hey, I was 10 feet away," would that be all right with you all?
Depends on what the restraining order says.
I heard that. Okay, let me get into the story. Dang. He said, "I was 10 feet away from you." Indiana swim coach accused of stalking OnlyFans model in Wisconsin. All right, let's get ready for this story. Let me pull it up over here so I can scroll and you all can look at his face constantly. All right. A Hamilton Southeastern swim coach has been arrested on an out-of-state warrant after being accused of stalking a model on OnlyFans and driving to Wisconsin, where he took photos of her at a baseball game and even sent her photos from outside her own apartment. Matt Papakronis, 45 years old, was arrested on a warrant from Portage County, Wisconsin on July 20th. According to the court documents, the OnlyFans model didn't realize that Papa Cronus has begun to stalk her until May 15th, when she was attending her boyfriend's baseball game at a park in Plover, Wisconsin. The identified victim told police that an 8-year-old boy approached her while she was at the game and handed her a handwritten note that also contained $200 in cash.
Ooh.
The boy later told police that a man approached him at the park and offered the child $5 if he could deliver the note to the victim. In the note, the stalker told the victim that he had now seen her in person and that he thanked her and hoped his investment gave her the life she deserved. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. Start scrolling too fast. Move. Okay. P.S. The note reportedly went on. I'll no longer pursue you here in person. You are safe and always were. I just had to see for myself. The writer signed the note Love and Respect MJP, aka JP. After receiving the note, the victim became visibly shaken up and reported blacking out due to fear for her own safety. The court document reveals it was. Oh, come back here. Wait a minute. It scrolled away. Okay. It was only after the victim went to the police that she realized the extent of Papa Cronus. I keep saying Papa, it's Pap Cronus alleged stalking. Court documents states the victim told police she sells provocative photos on OnlyFans, but she rarely checks messages sent to her account since the account has moderators or account managers who handle responding to a portion of her messages for tip money. Hmm, nice. After receiving the note, the victim began to look through her messages and saw that one was from the subscriber named Shy Guy 34. He had been sending her alarming photographs, including of her and her boyfriend around the village of Plover, photos taken outside her apartment, and even a photo of her at the baseball game where she had been given the note with the message saying, I was 10 feet away from you. Dum, 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 dum. Further photos reveal that Papa Cronus, oh, I do have Papa Cronus here. Papa Cronus even sent the victim a photo of her boyfriend from a trip they had taken earlier in the morning before the baseball game. Messages sent to her by Shy Guy 34 prior to May 15th had him declaring his love toward the victim and stating how he wanted to be with her. So the moderator answered, Are you stalking me? And the guy answers, I did. Yes, for a day, he wrote back. I'm not proud of it. I'm embarrassed. But I got down to the truth, at least some of it. Okay.
And convicted, got himself convicted with that admission. He's like, yeah, I was for 24 hours. Okay, guilty.
He said, I feel a little guilty about it, but yeah. Okay, there he is. There you go. All right.
That was an open and shut case.
Okay. Police was able to link Papa Cronus to the Shy Guy 34 OnlyFans account and tracked his phone, revealing he drove from Fishers to Wisconsin on May 14th before returning back to Indiana the following day. Police also found surveillance footage of a white Toyota Camry observed following the victim and her boyfriend. The car was found to be a rental rented in Papa Cronus' wife's name. Financial transactions and photos submitted to create an OnlyFans account also tied Papa Cronus to the account. According
knew
to
he had a wife.
according to the court documents, Papa Cronus had begun to accuse the victim of cheating on him in the OnlyFans messages. He messaged her account telling her that he saw her go to bed with a guy last night and that he saw it all. You can't cover it up, he messaged her. Papa Cronus, let me scroll back up. Papa Cronus, where'd it go? Papa Cronus even referred to the victim's boyfriend by name, according to the documents. I literally watched the two of you do everything together the last 2 days, he wrote to her. I was next to you. You took pictures at the took pictures at the game same day. So the Fishers Police Department, they arrested him on July 20th on a warrant issued by the Portage County Sheriff Department in Wisconsin. And this is a high school swim coach, just to let you know.
Okay, my daughter's off the swim team if he's not taking off his coach. It's like, come on, he's not looking at them girls crazy. I wonder where he told his wife he was going.
Right. Where would he tell her? Honey, I'll be back. I'm about to make a trip.
Going fishing. Come back with no fish. What a nut. That's a little creepy. That's a little crazy. And the fact that he had done so many things. He had taken pictures of her, sent her pictures of herself and her boyfriend that he had taken. Sent her messages. Oh, I can't believe you were with him and I saw everything. It's like, that's very creepy. And then, oh, I was 10 feet away from you. Oh, I'm calling the police. I am calling the police.
He said I was only 10 feet away. That's it. That's all. That's not much to ask for, right?
Yeah.
Greetings.
You don't know what he was going to do to her next. I mean,
yeah.
Because he got away with, let's say he got away with this, she didn't report it. He could have just showed up, knocked on the door, pizza. And that's it.
True. That is true.
That's very scary because he was way too close. And to be honest, when stalkers or creepy dudes do stuff like that and they get away with it, and it empowers them because he wanted to brag to her, I was 10 feet away from you. I could have just snatched your life right out of you and you would have never known it was me. I mean, he didn't say all that, but still, that's creepy. So you're like at, a baseball game and you're just sitting there and somebody is watching you, taking pictures of you over there, standing behind you, close enough to smell your hair. It's like, that's crazy.
But not only that, he did accuse her of cheating on him.
Yeah,
that's what the weird part was. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that was very weird because it's like, dude, I don't even know you. And don't be handing me, $200 and an envelope from some little boy. You put it on my Cash App on the OnlyFans like you've been doing.
Right. But, I will say this. Maybe they need to make it mandatory to tell the moderators, hey, when you see stuff like this, report it to me. Just don't say anything. Let me know what the hell happened. At least. Okay, who you calling nuts? Welcome, Mr. Graves.
Nah, somebody in the chat, I don't know, talking about my name is Ruby or some other stupidness.
Well, hello there.
Okay, I don't know about any of that.
I mean, no, I'm not. I mean, you asked me, but you don't want to know now. I just said somebody in the back chat is calling me Ruby or some other name. You can go to my Instagram. You can go to my Facebook. I am who I am. So I don't know why somebody wants to come with that energy.
Okay, welcome.
Do you know why?
Yes.
Why?
And how are you?
I'm good. But somebody's coming at me with some strange energy. I'm so
no, sir.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
No, it's
my
not
name
respectful.
Hello.
My name is Ian.
Do you want me to finish my sentence or do you want to keep
No, I
venting?
wasn't talking to you. I was talking to
Yeah,
Shaw.
I know, but here the thing is, my
No,
name is.
it's not a but.
But the thing is,
it's not a but. I was talking
sir,
to Shaw.
respectfully,
It's not respect.
my name is Ruby, okay? And Shar was speaking to me. So she was asking me, Ruby, she said, hey, Ruby, is this guy da-da-da-da-da? So it's not that anyone was calling you Ruby. It was the fact that she was speaking to me, asking me a question. So that's where I'm saying again, respectfully, I understand why it might have seemed strange to you because you didn't realize the names of all the people on the panel. But that, in fact, my name is Ruby and Shar was directly speaking to me when she was asking me a question. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see the question she was asking because I have been working on my Hell House for the last month and my attention was elsewhere. Otherwise, you would have seen that I would have answered her and then it might have made more sense. So that's why I was saying, if you could have just given me a second to answer you, then it might clear up some of the confusion. And then you'll understand no one was calling you Ruby or accusing you of anything. Shar was just trying to speak to me, her co-host on this show, asking me a question. Does that clear it up at all?
And welcome, Mr. Graves. What would you like to add to the conversation? Okay.
And what chicks are nuts? What is that all about?
And what about Jack Spade? Would you like to add to the conversation?
Nope, I'll pass to the next one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the coach here, I don't get why those moderators did not warn that young lady. They were getting a paycheck for moderating. You just don't, ban people and that's it. Say, hey, we may have a threat here. This is going on, and that's important. So the woman finds out later because the man, think about it, he escalated it. At first it was behind the scenes. Now he escalated. He went to go visit her. This could have possibly been prevented, but we would never know.
Yeah, so I guess you muted me, but yeah, my name is Ian Graves. You can go to my Instagram. You can go to my Facebook.
Is he seriously still doing this?
People, why are you talking while I'm talking?
Because I'm the co-host of the show and I can talk whenever the hell I want.
Okay, all right.
You're coming out here with so much aggression. Just
I don't
chill.
have any. The aggression came from you guys in the back channel.
There is no you guys. There is no you guys. Nobody was aggressive to you, or you would not have even been let up.
But if you wanted to ask me who I was, you could have asked me.
No, Shar was asking me if I remember you because my name is Ruby. So Shar was speaking to me. No one was accusing you of anything.
Nah, but that's a sideways attack. If you want to know who, obviously I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
But we speak to each other outside of Discord. Obviously, we speak to each other on places like Discord. So if we really wanted to be doing something sideways against you, we would have just sat there and written it anywhere else.
All you had to do was ask me who I was. That's the respectful thing to do.
Well, don't you think it's more respectful to ask me a question about you in front of you than behind your back?
I think it's respectful to ask.
But don't you think it's more respectful for you to be in on the conversation?
I think you're overly aggressive.
Don't you think it's?
I think you're overly aggressive.
Don't you think it's more respectful?
I think you're overly aggressive.
Don't you think it's more respectful?
I think you're overly masculine and aggressive right now.
I don't really care if you think I'm masculine or aggressive because I'm still asking you a question.
But you're not asking me. There's nothing to ask me.
But I am though.
I said the respectful thing to do was to ask me.
Do you think it's more respectful?
I don't have anything else to say other than that.
So then why are you here? So why don't you leave then, since you have nothing else to say?
Nah, I'm saying on that matter.
But the thing is, though, I have something else to say.
If you want to know about me, you just ask me.
Okay, well, great. I don't want to know anything about you at all. Simple as that. So again,
but you don't have to make rumors and gossip though.
Again, though, no one is who exactly.
It is.
What kind of psycho shit is this?
If you don't ask me who I am, what do you call?
No one asked you anything.
Exactly. And then you going off.
You're asking me a question. We're not allowed to speak to each other and ask each other questions. We're not allowed to ask each other questions.
I'm on the panel.
Why would she ask you? Yeah, respectfully. That's the whole point, bro. That's the whole point. Respectfully, bro.
If
Do
you
you
don't have to,
understand what
if
you're
you don't
doing?
want to
This is
respect
some
people on your
emotional ass
panel,
bullshit. Oh my
I'm not
God, this is
emotional. I just told you the
crazy.
respectful
This
thing
is
is to ask me. You
crazy.
can do whatever
Baby,
you
are
want,
you
but
listening
that's
to
the
this
respectful
bull?
thing to do.
I can't even. Yo, I'm gonna lose my
That's the
mind.
respectful
This
thing.
is
You're losing it. You're
crazy.
losing it on your own. The respectful thing to
I
do
need to
is
stop
to
going
talk
back and
with me.
forth with this dude because this is some nonsense.
I'm not going
Okay.
back and forth with you. The
Oh, I'm
respectful
sorry. Are
thing
you
to do
talking?
is
No one was speaking to you. I was speaking to my husband. I don't
the
speak to
respectful
emotional men
thing to do
online about
is,
nothing.
and now you
No,
doing
no,
that
no. You were done.
now
You have
you
nothing
doing
else
a
to say
proxy
about
threat.
that.
Now you
You have
doing a
nothing
proxy
else to
threat.
say about that.
Now
Remember?
you doing a
Didn't you say
proxy
you have
threat.
nothing else to say on this? Why are you still talking about it? I thought you had nothing
Why
else to say on
why
this
you
matter.
hollering?
What happened?
Why are you hollering though? Why you
Why are
hollering?
you? Oh, I'm sorry. This is
Why you
hollering to you.
why you hollering
This
and
is
screaming?
hollering to
Yeah,
you.
it is hollering. You know you hollering and
Wow.
screaming.
Yes, I'm
You
hollering
hollering and
super
screaming.
loud. Yes,
Every time I
absolutely.
start to
I'm
talk, you
yelling. I'm
start to holler.
screaming. Oh my God. This is
Bro,
me screaming.
you are
Absolutely.
listen. Now you
Yeah.
calming it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
calm it
Oh yeah.
down.
Now
Calm
I'm
it
calming it
down.
down all of a
Calm it
sudden.
down.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
Yeah.
Again, the
Yeah.
respectful
Yeah.
thing to do
Yeah.
is
This
to
is so
talk to
weird. No, you
somebody.
were done talking about that. If I can't
There,
respond, neither can you. You're done talking about
there
that.
was not.
Remember?
I wasn't responding. I was just making a
No,
statement.
you said you have nothing else to say on this
I
matter.
was
So
making a
there's nothing else to
statement.
say. No, you don't need to because you
I
said you
was
have
making a
nothing else to say
statement.
on this matter. You have
I
nothing
said
else
to
to
you,
say on the
well,
matter.
to
You have
you,
nothing else to. No,
to
that's not what you
you.
said. So
Nothing else
clarify.
to say to
Well,
you.
hey, guess what? If you're not going to allow me
Nothing
to
else to
speak
say
then
to you.
on the matter, if you're not going to allow me to
You've
speak
been
on the matter, you
talking.
don't need to speak about it either. You
You've
don't need
been
to speak about
talking.
it either. You don't
Oh
need to
my
speak
God.
about it either.
You guys
So there you
you
go.
guys are that insecure?
Yes, we are
Who are
super
you
that
guys?
insecure.
insecure?
You're talking to one person.
I don't know
Right.
who I'm talking to, but
Well,
the
then maybe
point
you should
is
be quiet if you don't know who you're talking to.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
talking.
And clarify.
He don't know what
Listen.
he's talking
The
about. He doesn't
point
know who
is
he's
that I'm
talking
just
to.
making a
He doesn't
statement.
know what the hell he's doing
Somebody's
in
talking
life.
to me,
He's just talking in
and you
circles.
hollering and screaming every
Yes,
time I start to talk.
absolutely. We're
And the only
hollering and screaming.
every time I
Boy,
start to
you
talk,
need to turn down the
came
volume
every
on
up
your phone.
here
You think
with an
everyone's hollering and
attitude.
screaming.
every time I start to talk, you
We
start
were
to talk
fine
over
before
me,
you came
Because
up
and you
you're
here.
causing
good. Oh my
chaos.
God, this
You
is
came up here with an
Every
ridiculous.
time I start to talk, you come off your mics.
Yes, yes, we're
You
causing
you guys
chaos.
you guys are you guys doing
We
a
are the ones.
clubhouse rant,
Yeah,
or is this an actual show?
yeah, we're causing
Were
chaos.
you watching before you came on? You'd know.
Apparently not.
Is this an actual show? I came in to speak on the topic, so
Then speak on the
But
topic.
why haven't you done
you
that
know what I'm
yet?
saying? Because
Speak
you've
on the
been
topic,
talking.
sir.
Because
Speak.
you've
Yeah,
been
that's
talking.
why.
Speak on the
Every time
topic.
I start to talk, you start talking because you can't control yourself.
And he still
And now
hasn't
you
talked on the
now you
topic.
laughing
Why aren't you talking about the topic? You
because you
got the
still
floor.
talking.
Go ahead.
Because you haven't muted yourself and you still laughing and
Have you
talking.
noticed that? I'm the co-host of the show. I
You're
don't have
being
to mute
weird.
myself. Go
And you're
ahead.
being weird. You're
That's
being
Okay.
weird. You're being weird and unusual. I don't know you.
So he doesn't want to talk about the topic.
then
I
what
don't
are
know
we
you.
doing
But
here?
Shar, to the point. But I guess this how you run your show, Shar. I was talking to you originally. There was no reason to even
He
get
did
her
not come on and
involved in
say
this.
Shar and address Shar. He came on addressing the whole panel
So
about some
Right?
craziness. That's
in the back
unfortunate.
channel, I said what I said. Shar asked me a question and I was speaking to her. Then everybody came off their mic. For what? I
That's
don't
not what
know.
happened. Shar asked me a question, and you decided it was asking you a question when it wasn't. She was asking me a question.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
It,
But okay, so you said you had to say so. All I was saying was if you wanted to know who I was, you just asked me who I am. That's it. That's it. Very simple. That's not an argument. That's just
so
how I roll. So,
okay.
but to the topic
Sorry. Yes.
though.
The answer
But
is
to the
yes.
topic though, right? If you want to know, if you want to get back to the topic now, yeah, we can do that.
Go ahead. What would you like to add, Mr. Graves?
So you can speak now. Okay, cool. I don't know why you just didn't clap that down so we can get on with this.
Oh my God, dude.
So no, I didn't. I was trying to get her attention, so I didn't even know she was there. I haven't heard from her. So yeah. So all I said was in the back channel what I said. I didn't mean for you guys to speak for that on the air like that and make a drama out of that. You know, you could have, if you wanted to back channel me back,
Oh my
that's
God.
cool, right? But I didn't mean to have a back and forth with you on the air about what I did in the back. back channel, right? Because I didn't know what it was going on in the back channel. I would have liked the back channel to stay in the back channel. That's the, that's usually how things go. So the point to the topic, right? Instead of coming on air trying to discuss what was said in the back channel, what I think is very unfair, right, for this woman to put her boyfriend in that kind of jeopardy. So I think in it, what we're missing though is that you're trying to give sympathy for the chick, but this chick almost got other people killed, right? So it's not just about her being a victim, but it's about her poor decisions, right? Not only put her in danger, but put others in danger. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who put other people in danger because they are making bad decisions. So if she wants to live the life that she lives, right, and that she knows at this point, everybody knows, right? There's certain things that you do that are going to attract certain negative attention, because you can have negative attention just living your life. So if you magnify that by the way that you live, right, and then you're putting other people in jeopardy by the way that you live, I really don't have any sympathy for her like that, right? I think that she's two peas in a pod with the person that committed the act against her. So that's really how I see it. The real victim, is in a sense the man who she claims to be the boyfriend, because he was innocent. He doesn't live that life. She's living that life, and now all of a sudden she's drawing him into it.
That's very interesting. I get what you're saying. That's almost like if someone cheats on someone and well, let's go with the man, because usually, it can be men sometimes. So the man can be cheating, and the woman that he's cheating with, she wants more in a relationship or whatever. She comes after the whole family. Then, that man put his family in jeopardy. So I get what you're saying. I get that. I pointed out more so of the moderators, because if that's the lifestyle, because you can choose whatever pays your bills, and a lot of people choose these type of things because it's fast money, and men like to pay for pretty women to do different things. A little, what is it? A little strange for some change, or whatever that term is. So that may be the best way for her to make her money. That's her decision. Fine, but I do get what you're saying. And thank you so much for your opinion with that.
Yeah. I think it's more so that women are choosing these things, and in a lot of cases we have these discussions about protection. Oh, we're not protected, but like, a man is not obligated to protect when you put him in a war zone. In a war zone, that's war. You go into a war zone, you got to understand where you're going. If you choosing to go into a war zone in terms of, it's chaos and there's no rules, to that environment, you can't expect to be protected. You have to accept what goes along with that lifestyle. Period. That's at some point, I guess, in life we have forgotten that there is a certain thing about right and wrong, good and bad, wise and foolish. You know what I'm saying? And we can't expect men, right, to make up for the fact that foolish karma, right, comes, that is going to have to be experienced. You can't take a man and say, oh, I need to be protected from, the karma from my negative ways of life, or thinking or behavior. That's just not real life. And to expect that for one demographic over another, right, is moving us in
Demographic.
a
Would you explain that? I didn't follow you when you said demographic.
well,
What did that
demographic.
mean?
There's a lot of demographics who feel entitled, right? They feel entitled to live however they live, and then still expect to have the same protections as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a man. There's
You
certain
mean gender?
environments.
Well, I'm not gonna
Well,
say you
well,
mean. Would you explain
well,
that?
well,
Because I'm.
gender ideologies. There's a lot of different groups that feel entitled these days. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't
Okay,
have,
that's what
I
you
don't,
meant.
I mean,
Gender. Okay.
yeah, gender, group, you know, It's not just gender. It's an ideology. You know what I'm saying? It's particular that that women specifically, are able to take advantage of that ideology. I don't think men so much are allowed to take advantage of the ideology of entitlement, because we're not allowed that same sympathy and empathy. So that's just not something that we can readily take advantage of. So it's not really even about trying to dissect who's better and who's worse. It's just the reality is women are more able to fit that mold because men are not allowed to be entitled in that way. Because we're supposed to be patriarchs, and we're already entitled. So everybody says. So, but this new entitlement, where the country is going, men are not able to really buy into that.
Now,
Why?
when
Why
you
aren't
went
they?
into, well, let me ask a question, Vonda. When you mentioned the deserve of protection, now this is what I envision. I envision that the guy is playing baseball. It's a boyfriend, and the girl is on the bench and she's watching. Yeah, you go, Johnny. Yay, Johnny. Whatever. And the stalker guy comes out and like, hey, girl, come here. And then she screams, and then he looks in a stand and sees his girl that's screaming, and then he may run off the field and go try to protect her. Now he doesn't have but a split second. All he knows, she's in distress. He doesn't know why. There's nothing that says, oh, I'm here to distress you because you are OnlyFans person. So when you're saying that deserving protection, are you meaning because of what she chose? And because she chose that, that's automatic. You can be in a situation and a man makes a split decision. Should I protect you, or I do know you got a past of doing these type of things, and today, let somebody else get you. I don't care. Is that what you're saying? I mean, that's pretty extreme. That's extremely extreme. I want you to think about that because.
Well, he's muted. If I could just say really quickly.
Were you talking to me?
Yes, she was asking you.
But she didn't call. She called some other person's name.
She said she wanted to ask you a question because I was going to ask you a question, but she wanted to ask you a question.
You said, "Is there a Vaughn on stage?"
That's Vonda.
Yeah. She said Vonda. So she didn't
said,
say
Vonda,
Ian.
I'm going to ask him a question, and she proceeded to speak.
Right.
Is that what you said? You said, Vonda, I'm going to ask him a question. Okay. All right. So your question was what? Your question? Can you just summarize?
I can sum it up.
Right,
yes. Okay. So you mentioned that. From what I'm taking is because the woman is an OnlyFans person, she invites bad things that could happen to her. Is that correct? She opens herself up to bad things. Is that the gist of what you were saying?
By doing the OnlyFans, you said?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
that's
because of
common
that,
sense.
okay, so now my question is, if she's on the bench like she was, cheering her guy on, you go, Johnny, you go, and he's playing the game, and then the stalker guy comes up to her, hey, girl, I want you, come with me, and he pulls her arm, and she screams. Her man, Johnny, hears it, and he drops the bat and he runs over to say, hey, let her go. Now, Johnny doesn't know this has anything to do with OnlyFans. He has no idea. He just hears his girl say, let me go. And he comes over to help her. Are you saying that he should not do that because of what she does on OnlyFans? She's exited herself out from any protection at all.
From who?
From Johnny, her boyfriend.
Well, I mean, obviously, if the guy is a big enough a simp to be with a chick who's putting herself out there, he's gonna protect her because he's the boyfriend. So that's not even that's kind of a loaded question. He's the boyfriend. So automatically you're gonna assume he's gonna protect her. So so that in and of itself, she's going to get protection because for whatever reason, this dude has allowed himself to put himself in that kind of dangerous position of being with a woman who has strange men pining after and lusting after her, all day, every day. That's so that's on him. But again, that's also part and parcel of the culture that we live in, where you can live a dangerous lifestyle and endanger other people, and then at the same time you can expect protection. So whether or not he decides to do it, that's on him.
All right, I'm going to ask you another question, and Vonda, I have not forgotten that you want to say something, and then Ruby, you can come right behind Vonda. Okay, so I have this question for you, Mr. Graves. Let's say Lisa, we're going to use her name, Lisa. Lisa is a police officer. Very dangerous job, but she's out there to help fight crime. And some guy tries to overpower her, and they're in the home, and her man is there laying next to her. Because she has that dangerous job that put people in danger and all that stuff here is what I'm picking up. She doesn't deserve to be protected from her man because she has a dangerous job that invites a lot of criminals to and all kind of stuff to her.
So you're saying that because you're saying a dangerous job is not the same thing as inviting, opening yourself up for people to do exactly what a stalker would do. That's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not even, if I can finish, it's not even close to the same. Again,
okay.
when you live a lifestyle where you are inviting people into your personal life, right? That should not be in your personal life. That's not this. I mean, that you know what I mean? You tried to stretch
I disagree with you. That's not inviting your personal life online like that. You're just on the.
All right. Okay. If OnlyFans is not doing that, I guess the conversation. If you don't believe otherwise, that's actually inviting people in your personal life, I really don't even have an argument against whatever position that you're taking then.
Okay, because if that's the case, I'm online. So am I inviting people in my personal life, just having conversations online?
I said OnlyFans. I said OnlyFans. Now you're playing games. I said OnlyFans.
No, I'm not playing games at all.
I said OnlyFans. I said OnlyFans.
I said
OnlyFans.
You said OnlyFans.
I said OnlyFans, and you said you disagree with the fact that a woman on OnlyFans, right, that has men lusting after her, is not inviting people into her life. Okay, so you don't want to answer that question, but then you'll go and then you'll put yourself in that shoes. So you'll try to shame me or whatever that is.
Mr. Graves, I apologize, but I'm not sure where you're coming from saying I am trying to do something. Where are you getting this from?
No, I mean, but you're using respectable conditions and trading it for a female that's doing OnlyFans or a semi-escort. And I'm trying to figure out why are you trying to make these juxtapose these weird, nonsensical comparisons.
I was just asking you a question.
But you haven't responded except for to say that you don't agree.
You asked me another question. I apologize.
OnlyFans specifically. My question is why can't we stick to OnlyFans and dissect what that is? Because somehow you think anywhere a female goes, it's all the same. And there's no wisdom. There's no difference.
No, I don't think like that.
Wisdom and foolishness. There's no difference between good and evil. I don't understand that.
I don't think like that.
Okay, but we're talking about OnlyFans though.
Well, we were, but we're done with OnlyFans.
No, but so like I said, and I responded, and so you wanted to get the last word, I guess. I said if you don't, I said if you don't.
Question,
okay,
and you said no, you disagree.
But you projected yourself as I think that I don't think anything about you with regard to that. I didn't say anything about you. I said if a woman is on OnlyFans, I didn't say anything about YouTube.
Not at that time, you didn't.
At any time. at any time. And I didn't,
I
and
can
I'm not, and
rewind
I
it
wasn't
back.
planning.
So what I'm going to do, Vonda, I'll let you take over. I'll be right back. I'm going to rewind back where he says you, and then I'll be back and I'll play it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to give my response, but I do want to say, Char, that I love your panel because this is a place where people can come and talk and have differences of opinions and nobody loses their freaking mind. That's one thing I love about being on here and talking to Ruby, because me and Ruby never agree. But I will say to what the gentleman just spoke about, I don't think her boyfriend was put in any type of danger. She's on OnlyFans and he's with her. He knows what she does for a living. He knows that she's on OnlyFans. So with him being an adult male, because we're not talking about teenagers, these are grown people, he knows that, you know, there are going to be guys looking at her, and who knows, he probably takes the pictures for her. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is that's her boyfriend and he knows what she does. So no, I don't think he was put in any unnecessary danger. And for the simple fact, because she didn't go to her boyfriend and said, hey, this guy is stalking me. She went straight to the authorities, which is what she should have done. She is well within her rights, well within the limits of the law to go to the authorities, because whether she's on OnlyFans or whether she works at Walmart and she's the nicest customer service chick there and the guy is stalking her there, doesn't matter. He has no right to do that to her. He has no right to be in her space and taking pictures of her and, you know, sending her messages. That is considered stalking, which is why he was arrested and the charge was filed. So no, I completely disagree with her boyfriend being in danger. Now, if she got into the OnlyFans and he's like, you know what, you're putting my life in danger, we need to break up. That's a whole different ball game. But he stayed with her, he with her. So no, he's not in any type of danger.
He's a simp. He's a simp. And
that's
simps,
on him.
and simps,
That's
and
on
you know,
him.
and simps are just as much violent aggressors for these females as they are victims. Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, if I could give my point before we start going back and forth. So I wanted to make a couple points. The first is capitalism and rugged individualism in the 21st century. Capitalism functions on the premise of supply versus demand. And so there was a demand for easier access and more frequent access to, let's say, intimate or sexual imagery, video, conversation, cybersexting, whatever. And OnlyFans was just one of many escalations and answers to that demand, right? And so in and of itself, as long as society demands something and will pay for something, and really society has always demanded sex sells, right? This is why every company, movie, TV show, whatever uses it. You know, there will always be people who are willing and able to supply that need, whether it's actors and actresses, whether it's musicians, whether it's pornography, OnlyFans girls, Insta thoughts, whatever it is, right? There's always going to be someone who's going to be willing to fulfill that demand because they can supply it and because it is something that is in enough need that people are willing to pay enough money for it, right? Versus, yeah, sure, we need people to serve us our fries, but we're not willing to pay out the nose for someone to smile at us and say, have a good day. We're just not. But we are willing to pay out the nose to be able to say hello to the chick whose naked ass we saw yesterday. That's just what it is. And so as a society, you know, again, logically, it makes sense. Again, in a rugged individualism, capitalistic society, it perfectly makes sense that you're going to have people who have this demand and people who are going to be willing to supply them with that demand. So that would be the first thing. The second thing is, and this is a really important fact, which a lot of people don't seem to know, is that stalkers, and stalking is not a new phenomenon, nor is it limited to or even in excess with, say, porn stars or even sexy actresses and stuff like that. Regular everyday people get stalked all the time, and not less frequently than stars, not less frequently than porn stars, and actually men get stalked as well. And again, regular everyday dudes, dudes you wouldn't even consider attractive, women you wouldn't even consider attractive, get stalked like horribly, to the point of they get attacked, they get murdered, they are running from town to town to town their whole lives, changing their names and looks and whatever, right? So as much as, it might be really easy for us to say, well, she was an OnlyFans girl, so there you go. Well, no, that's the point of interest, because sex sells. Why the media would put it out there as a story, because sex sells. They're not going to write about Joe Blow down the street from you who's been being stalked for 10 years, because no one cares, because he's not sexy, he's not good looking, there's no interesting hook or angle. But it happens all the time, because stalking isn't about sex. Right? It's not about, oh, well, she showed me too much stuff and then or I need an obsession. No, it's not. It's there's something wrong in the brain of the person who's stalking you, like something seriously wrong. And then they start thinking that weird things that have nothing to do with you are messages in the radio, you're sending them messages through songs in the radio, and just crazy things, like totally insane things. So I don't think people realize what stalking really stems from, and how dangerous stalking is. And the laws on stalking are actually pretty new. And the reason why they developed them is because it wasn't technically illegal to stalk anyone. And then if you let stalkers continue to escalate, eventually they're going to continue escalating until they kill someone, because they can't help themselves, because it's beyond obsessive. It's like obsessive compulsive disorder, but with a person. And they can't help themselves, and they continue needing to relieve that anxiety by doing something stalkerish, and they keep escalating and escalating and escalating. So I think that it's a little too simplistic to just say, oh, well, she's an OnlyFans girl, or OnlyFans is a dangerous job, or whatever, because in and of itself, that actually wouldn't really address the large majority of cases like this.
I have two people new on the panel, and I need to let them speak. But I have found the clip where Mr. Graves says "you," so that means he was talking to me directly. So I'm going to play that.
I say you what?
Oh, I'm about to play it.
Oh, but you're about to play it for what?
Inviting people into a life.
Listen.
Okay, so you don't want to answer that question. But
No,
then you
I said I disagree.
And then you'll put yourself in that shoes. So you'll try to shame me or whatever that is.
Mr. Graves. Okay, so you said I was going to try to shame you. And that's why I stopped you. I said, no. Why are you accusing me of this?
Let her finish.
I didn't do anything.
You were trying to shame me. I don't understand why.
I wasn't.
Mr.
Graves,
OnlyFans.
This is what I'm going to do for you. Respectfully, I'd like for you to go back and just listen. That's all you have to do. Listen. Nothing else. Just listen. And then you see if I try to shame you by asking you a question. If that's shaming, I don't know what to tell you, how you got through life. Because I haven't tried to do anything to you, sir. I'm always polite to all my guests, even my trolls. Even polite to them.
I don't want you to be polite, but I want you to be honest.
I am. I'm a polite
I
person.
want you to be honest.
Stop talking over her. It's her show.
Back.
And be respectful.
Back.
Be respectful.
Here go to Sims now.
Mr. Graves, what happens is the reason why you didn't hear me earlier.
You emotional. Calm down. Listen, I know your thong. I know your thong is rubbing your taint. I know your thong is rubbing your taint.
LGBTQ.
I know your thong is rubbing your taint, and it's making you it's making you uncomfortable. Calm down.
LGBT.
Relax.
This is not LGBT.
Relax. Just go put some balm on your thong. Go put some balm on your thong and readjust. Relax.
You don't want to smoke. You don't want to smoke. LGBTQ.
Smoke from
you. Don't want it.
Smoke from you. You sound like you have marbles in your mouth. You can't give me smoke. Shut up.
Chill out.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I know you're excited to be up here with three nice looking women. I know you're excited to be up here with the ladies, but calm down.
And why you coming in with that energy? I have no idea.
You came in with the wrong energy. You came in with the wrong energy.
I wasn't talking.
You gonna respect the host of the show. You gonna respect the host of the show.
I wasn't talking to you.
You gonna respect the host of the show. While I'm talking to you.
I wasn't talking.
I'm talking to you. You gonna respect the host of the show.
This is not the
You gonna respect the host of the show. You gonna respect the host of the show.
because
We can do the whole talk over each other. We can do. Listen, I'm not Char. I'm not nice and
She's
polite.
trying to center you. Now I know you. She's
We can
trying to
talk
center
over each other.
LGBTQ.
We can talk over each other all night. You're gonna respect the host of the show. You're gonna
LGBTQ
respect the
show.
host of the
This
show.
is not the
You're gonna respect the host
LGBTQ
of the
show.
show. Pull your
This is
thong
not
out your
the
ass. You're gonna
LGBTQ
respect the
show.
host of the show.
And
You're gonna
again,
respect the
there's
host of the
nothing
show.
that I said that
You're
was
gonna respect the host of the show.
There's nothing that I said
You're gonna respect the
disrespectful.
host of the show. I know your butt
LGBTQ.
plug is bothering you, but you're gonna respect the host of the show.
This is not.
You're gonna respect the host of the show.
This is not between me and you, bro.
Pull the butt plug
Listen,
out before you come on air next time. It's not our fault that you ordered something that's too big for your butthole. Calm down. Relax.
This is a public format.
Calm down.
This is a public
Calm down.
This is not.
Calm
This is not
down.
a single mother home that you
Calm
grew up in,
down.
bro. This is not
Calm
the single
down.
mother home you grew up in.
Calm
This
down.
is a public access.
Calm down.
Right? If
you
don't
better
want
shut
me
up
on
before
the
I get
show,
your address. And I know you violating a restraining order right now. Are you supposed to be talking to
if
women?
she don't want me on the show,
Are you supposed to be
she
talking
can
to women?
handle that. But again,
Are you supposed to even be
this
talking
is
to
not
women?
the single mother home that you came
I
from.
bet you on somebody's. I bet you on somebody's watch list right now. I bet you're on someone's watch list right now, sir.
This is not the
I need you
single
to
mother
calm
home that
down.
you came from.
I need you to calm down.
This is not the LGBTQ
I need you to
show.
calm down.
This is not the single
I need you
mother
to
home
calm
you
down.
came from, bro.
I need you to calm down.
You know what I'm saying? The
Calm
authority,
down.
the
Take the
authority
butt
that your
plug
mother
out your
gave
butt.
you as LGBTQ.
Take the butt plug
that
out of
don't
your
work,
butt.
That don't work in real life.
Take the butt plug out of your butt.
That don't work in real life.
Take the butt plug out of your butt and calm
Your
down.
mommy's not here. Your mommy's
Calm
not
down.
here. Your mommy's not here.
Calm
bro.
down.
Your mommy's not here.
Calm down.
Your mommy's not here.
Calm down.
You have no authority outside of the single mother
Relax.
home.
You don't have any authority either. You tried to come up here like you had some authority, but you don't.
Outside of that,
You
bro,
have no authority.
This is a public
None
access.
whatsoever. You have no authority
Conversation,
whatsoever.
bro. This is a public.
You have no authority
This is not
whatsoever.
A single mother home.
You have no
Where your
authority
mother
whatsoever.
Empowered you as an LGBTQ.
You're a nobody. You're a nobody.
This is not
You're a
that.
nobody. It's not anyone else. Listen, I don't know what you're mad about. I don't
I'm
know who
arrested
hurt
on the
you.
fact that-
I don't know who stood you up on prom night, but
was
it's not
trying to
it's not
shame
our fault.
I'm going to rest on the fact that
It's
she
not our
was trying to
fault.
shame me instead of dealing
It's
with
not our fault. Go find her and take that energy back to her.
Someone that is on OnlyFans, who they
Write it on the letter and
they are
release it or
inviting
something.
people-
Calm down.
They are inviting people
Calm down.
into their personal
Calm down.
space, and that's different from people who just get stalked. Because
Calm
essentially,
down.
what you're saying, if you're living that lifestyle, you're giving people the.
You know a lot about stalking,
you're
don't
giving
you?
people permission.
You came up
You're
here with the
giving
stalker
people
energy.
permission. Listen, bro, you can read the
You
Bible.
came up here with
you
the
can read
stalker
the
energy.
Bible and know about it. You can read the Bible and know about
I
it.
bet you know all about
can
what it
read
is to be 10 feet
you
away
can
from
read the
someone
Bible.
filming them and them not know, huh?
Something that you LGBTQ witches don't do. You can read the Bible and learn this, bro. You can read the Bible and learn this. You don't have to have the experience. Wisdom doesn't mean that you always have to go through things, right? You can use common sense and wisdom sometimes. And common sense wisdom says if you live a certain lifestyle, you are inviting trouble. That's period. That's anywhere in the world that's been for thousands of years. And the only difference is that you think somehow men are going to sacrifice, heterosexual men are going to sacrifice themselves for people that put themselves in dangerous positions.
Mr.
And again,
Graves.
only a simp is going to do that.
Mr.
He's going to kill for her,
Mr.
or
Graves,
he's going to be a
please
victim to her.
Let me ask you a question. You said you think. Who are you speaking of when you say you think that heterosexual males are going to put themselves in the place and blah, blah, blah?
I said, you guys think that. I said,
who is you guys? That's what I'm asking you, Mr. Graves. Who is who? Who are you speaking to?
Everybody. Again,
everyone on the panel.
When I was landing, anyone who agrees, because I said it was an ideology, right? I didn't say you wanted me to say gender. I said it's an ideology. Just like the brother, he has that same ideology. So it's not necessarily a gender per se, but it's people who have this certain ideology. And the ideology is that you think that Black males specifically is what I'm concerned about are somehow disposable. Yeah, we might be talking about white people, but I'm really looking at how in a lot of these cases, like the Black women came on and tried to defend the fact and say that man was not in danger and she didn't put him in danger, as if that's the same thing as just living your life and getting stalked. Those are two different things. When you go and put your person, and you said that's not true. You said you're not putting your personal business on and out there and having people in your personal lives by being on OnlyFans. And that's the exact opposite of what OnlyFans is for. OnlyFans is to put people in your personal lives. So you're being totally disingenuous.
And let me explain why I say that. They don't put their name. My name is Jane Brown, and I live at 123 South Main Street. They don't put that type of information. They put my name is Candy, and I live in fantasy land, and my Cash App is this. This is what they sell. So that's why I said they're not putting their personal information there.
Can I chime in real quick on this one?
Sure.
All right. So I'm understanding both sides and how my dating ties into this. A part of my 15 bullet points, I specifically say I do not want to date anyone that's a IG-ish YouTube content creator, because once they put their face on in front of a camera, they can become a target. And if I'm dating them, then I can become a target also, just by walking or riding in the car with this vehicle. So I'm understanding, I'm seeing it from both sides. So the thing about, did her lifestyle put him in danger? Yes and no. If he didn't know that she was doing it, that's one thing. But if he knew that she did IG or whatever it was she was doing, and he volunteered to continue a relationship with her, then he allowed himself to be involved in any kind of danger. Because I'm eating, sorry about that. Any type of danger in which she might bring upon herself, being a quote unquote public figure.
Okay, Jack, can I ask you a question?
But
Hold on, can I ask you a question though?
That's the whole hypocrisy there. Is
Wait,
that
hold on, hold on. I want to ask
deserves
Jack a
what he
question.
gets. The man deserves what he gets, but she doesn't, and that's the problem that I have.
Okay, I want to ask Jack a question because I have a question. So, Jack, so from a psychological perspective, we all know that's my area, right? So the majority of stalking cases, like I said, happen to regular Joe Blow people. They're not famous people and whatever, right? We just hear about the famous ones because we care about famous people and we don't care about Joe Blow people. The majority of stalking cases happen normally to friendly people who did some incidental, normal, polite, society-friendly thing. Like, for example, smiling at strangers, being polite and saying thank you, or holding a door open for someone or something. And in the brain of the stalker, it was taken as some type of sign or secret sign or signal that they're in love with you, that they want you, that they need you, that they like you, something, right? Instead of just being taken as totally polite society type of things, right? So now my question is, right, therefore, if you're with a woman who is polite and friendly and smiles at random strangers and whatever, just to be polite and nice, you know, she has that type of demeanor, she's far more likely to be stalked than someone who walks around with resting bitch face all day. Does that in any way, shape, or form dictate whether or not you want your woman to walk around and generally be a pleasant, you know, smiley kind of person, or someone who walks around with resting bitch face?
I thought the situation was about a woman that was on IG.
That's what I'm saying. These guys are going to the extreme to avoid actually dealing with the facts of this situation. It's weird.
Yeah, I was just chiming in about the social media and IG thing. So that anything else, if it's the garbage man or the postman that starts harassing a girlfriend of mine, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about becoming a quote unquote public figure-ish, being on YouTube, especially. I think someone noted, unless her face is visible or something like that. Yeah, if your face is visible, especially here in Atlanta, or you're in New York City or LA, Dallas, where you know you have a generally large population. Once you get into that, you're kind of open yourself to danger, just from the people that live in that city or that county alone.
Well,
so that's what I was talking about. Not
which I
just
hear
because
you.
she smiled at the guy at the grocery store and all of a sudden this dude follows her and that kind of stuff. That's not what I was talking about.
Right. But what I think people don't realize, right, is actually the OnlyFans model or the actress or the singer, right? that is actually the extreme case of some person who gets hyper fixated and starts stalking, and now is, this woman is in danger because she exists and this person is mentally ill. It's actually the OnlyFans model is the extreme case. The regular case, the case that happens, frequently, right, is the friendly woman who just happens to smile at people she walks by and happens to be polite and whatever. And this dude is sick in his head and misreads common politeness as some signal of I'm in love with you, right? And so I think the reason why I asked you the question is because there is a common misconception that, oh, well, if you're an OnlyFans model, then you are putting yourself at the risk for these things, when the fact is, statistically, you're not, right? Statistically, it's other factors that put women at risk for these things. So that's why I was asking you whether, okay, well, if you're saying that the issue would be, like, if you said the issue is, listen, I don't want to date, I don't want to fall in love with, I don't want a woman on my arm who a million guys have seen naked this month, right? That's a different issue, right? Like but if you're saying it has to do with the danger, then my question is, okay, well, the reality is the real danger is something else. It's those women who are indiscriminately friendly, right? So would you rather be with someone who's indiscriminately resting bitch face or someone who's indiscriminately friendly? Because if it's about danger, then you should pick resting bitch face because she's the one who's less likely to get stalked.
So the better question, I think, is, would you rather be the average woman, right, who is smiling or resting bitch face, or would you rather be that, in addition to that, adding on to that, right, more of a possibility by becoming an OnlyFans? And again, I see the circular logic, but I'm just being straight direct here. If you increase your visibility, right, if you increase the amount of people lusting after you that you give permission to and that you're encouraged to, you are putting yourself, yes, in more of a harm's way. This is not a comparison. This is about you adding to the already dangerous, as you said, dangerous situation as just being a female. And I don't understand what kind of logic or what you would tell your daughter, right? Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? The odds are that nothing's going to happen. You're already getting stalked. I'm sorry, but why don't you become OnlyFans and then that'll go away? That's just a weird logic to take.
Nobody said
that's not what I said. In fact, I never said that your odds are increased just because you're a female. In fact, I very specifically said that the very large majority of stalking cases start because of a woman who happens to be a friendly type of woman and smiles at him or wave, just to be friendly, just to be nice, just said or did something very polite and nice with a pleasant smile on her face and moved on in her day. And his messed up mind took that the wrong way. That is not the same thing as saying, well, you're just at an increased risk because you're a female. Those are not synonymous.
Increased risk because you're on OnlyFans is what I said.
Listen, but you don't have an increased risk because you're on OnlyFans. And that's what I'm saying. Your
feeling
about it is not the same thing as statistics. No, your feeling.
Anything that you do that's more provocative adds to the risk.
No, it doesn't. That is not what the statistics, that's not what the research shows.
Listen, we're talking about common sense.
You're going to say we're not talking about facts? Go ahead, say it.
If you expose yourself more, you put yourself more at risk.
That is not how that works.
That's life. That's how life works.
No, it's not though.
See, that's
how you feel about it, but that's not what the research supports. But that's not what the research supports, sir. So again, respectfully, if you're talking about my daughter now, what I would tell my daughter, I would not encourage my daughter to be on OnlyFans, but it wouldn't have anything to do with the statistics as far as stalking at all whatsoever.
You're doing false comparison.
Right, but let me.
No, I'm literally not. I'm literally actually talking about the research and the statistics on stalkers. That's literally what I'm talking about. You're talking about your feelings.
Wait a minute. Let me toss this in here.
Yes.
Let me toss this in here. In my opinion, it would be an increased risk for me if I was dating a female version of Kevin Samuels, where her name is popular throughout the whole United States. And I just feel with us being in Atlanta, there's more risk of someone recognizing her and having a legitimate beef against her, illegitimate beef against her, which can endanger my life.
Okay, so you're talking more, not so much on the, like, say, romance stalker or, stalking fixation. You're talking more about internet beef because people like to, talk a lot of mad cash, shit when they're on the internet, and then they forget that reality exists and they might bump into those people in real life.
Yeah, at the restaurant, at the gas station, in the mall, or something that nature. So I was looking at it from that perspective.
Okay, I think that's fair.
And I think somebody said the increased risk because of the popularity and the notoriety and the face recognition that comes from being on Facebook, IG, and the rest. And yeah, I mentioned the guy's name. My bad.
I know you saw that pop up. You know what you called on yourself.
Kevin said, and 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 Kevin. And what about Kevin? And Kevin doing good work. And Kevin, 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 and Kevin.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of madness, that world that we live in. Right. And again, I'm not hiding from anybody because, again, I got my full name, you know what I'm saying, on this joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hiding. But the point is, though, the more exposure that you have, the more in danger that you have. And again, in a lot of cases, these females, again, like you said, but then you want to backtrack. You're dealing with people who have mental issues. Right. And if you give more people who have mental illness access to you, does that put you in less danger or more danger? That's just a common sense. And then, again, this is the kind of weird circular, non-wisdom, non-common sense positions. And I'm not even trying to argue against anyone. I'm just thinking that that's just common sense. The more exposure you have, especially when you're having people lusting after you, I'm thinking that's just common sense. I didn't expect for people to be like, oh, okay, no, the more exposure you have in terms of getting lunatics to get hooked on you doesn't increase your danger. I didn't expect any pushback from that. I'm thinking, we're grown, and that's just an understood thing. And especially if you're giving advice to someone, hey, you know what? You're gonna have to learn if you get into this business. These are the things that come with it.
Well, can I input something now? I'm gonna have to admit, I agree with you, Mr. Graves. But the reason I didn't push back on that with Ruby is because I haven't, on my own, and I know for a fact I haven't done any independent research. I personally would just think, to me, it rings in my mind that if you are more exposed, that puts you in more chances to, come into contact with, super weirdos. And being on OnlyFans, you're going to come into contact with some super weirdos. So in that aspect, I do agree with you, but I can't dispute Ruby or refute her because it's just my feeling. I'm going with just my feeling. So I'm listening to her. I can't dispute her, but I can say I disagree with her. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know for sure. I haven't done any independent or separate research.
But the thing is, Let
me finish, please. You've been able to complete your thoughts. Let me just complete this thought. So with that being said, if she has some independent research that she's, uncovered, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can.
She didn't present any research. She didn't present any research.
She didn't present any, but
she didn't present any research.
I know that, and I didn't say that she did, but I did
it's not. She didn't present any research.
Okay, but listen, even with that being said, even though she didn't present any, I freaking didn't present any evidence that said that, oh, if you're more exposed, then you're going to be, come into contact with more of these weirdos. I didn't do any research. Where's your research?
Again, but she's trying to refute me.
Mr. Graves, this is just a discussion. You don't have to be right, and she don't have to be right. You guys both have your own opinion.
No, but she said that she's right. She said that she's right and she's smarter than everybody else. That's what she said. She said,
"You know what?
She said this is what she does. She didn't present one bit of evidence.
I didn't hear smarter than anyone.
One bit of evidence.
I said from the psychological perspective,
and I'm okay with that.
That's my area of expertise. So yeah, in the area of psychology, I do know more than everyone who's not in the area of psychology. I mean, because it's the area of psychology. But Vonda, I want to go back to your statement, and I want to just ask you a question, because me asking you this question, actually, Vonda, is going to illustrate one of the ways that you being, say, famous, right, would be mitigated by positives. Right? So if you, for example, Rihanna, who do you think is more in danger, right? Rihanna or a random chick walking down the street?
Rihanna.
No, it's actually the random chick. I mean, given that she's hot, right? Like I'm saying, Rihanna's hot, random chick's hot, right?
Okay.
But Rihanna has protection. Why does she have protection? She has protection in the same way that she might be recognized more often by dangerous people. She's also going to be recognized more often by fans, by supporters, by people who would have her back, who would throw themselves into a fire to save her, right? Whereas in random chick is probably going to have far less fans, adoration, and people who would be willing to throw themselves in front of a truck to save her. Right? And so there's actually different factors that come in and mitigate. And so one of the issues that, they've been studying, because there used to be fame like Beyonce, Rihanna, actresses and stuff like that. There used to be that level of fame, and then everyone else was basically normal. Right? But now you have influencers. You have these people who on one side have the popularity without necessarily all the benefits of fame, right? And so they've been actually doing a lot of research on that over the last 5-10 years, because it is a little bit different, right? It's different to be Rihanna level versus being, some Instagram influencer, right? Or an OnlyFans chick, because you don't actually have the same level of, in-home name recognition that a Rihanna or a Beyonce would have, right? And so there are some, and obviously they're still always doing research, but what it comes down to me, again, what it comes down to is, if you said, for example, if a chick said, I want to be a streetwalker in the worst part of town, right? I would say, no, seriously, right? If that's what she said, right? I would say, yes, your job inherently would be putting you at a seriously increased risk. Right. And then if you're asking me to kind of be your low key security, you are seriously asking me to step between you and bullets all the time. You are literally putting yourself at increased risk massively, and then putting me at increased risk.
You just made my point.
Well, see, sort of, but not really, because see, the difference is, right, is when you are a streetwalker or even an escort, right, where you are physically meeting up with people, exchanging sex, whatever. But again, I'm talking about lower end, because the lower end you are, the more at risk you are. The more legal the thing you're doing is, the more at risk you are, right? When you are just a picture on a TV screen, right, or on an internet screen or whatever, right, that is actually not the same as you, just because you are literally there standing no clothes on and in Skid Row. That's very dangerous. It's just inherently, it's dangerous. You don't even have to be a prostitute at the time. You just walking down Skid Row in the middle of the night, by yourself in a little dress, looking all skinny and little, and you're at an increased risk.
We're still in agreement.
Well, that's what I said, right? But the difference between that and you having an OnlyFans account is actually significantly different, for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which is that nobody looks like they're in OnlyFans account. Nobody. Like, none of those people in real life look anything like OnlyFans and all their pictures on OnlyFans, first of all. Second of all, they're not meeting up with people.
Instead of the marriage,
Second, they're not meeting up with people. And third of all, every time they make an interaction, it is not actually with them standing on Skid Row, where literally from all angles, danger can come at them. They're sitting in the safety of their living room through a bunch of virtual private networks. No one knows where they live. No one knows what they look like. No one knows their real anything, right? So in and of itself, right, the only increased danger would be, as you said, right, from your perspective, is, well, if someone recognized you on the street, and then if masses of legions recognize you on the street, therefore masses of legions, there's going to be 10% of those people who might be mentally ill, whatever. But the thing is that, again, since first of all, the insta thoughts don't look anything like real life. Like, they don't. I'm just telling you, if anyone thinks the Insta thoughts look like that in real life, I have some sad news for you. They look nothing like that in real life at all. You would not recognize 99% of them.
Okay, before you get into that, I again, everything you said is proving my point. But you were trying to tell me that there is not an increased risk. I didn't say anything about being on the high end. I didn't say anything about Rihanna.
OnlyFans is the high end.
I didn't say anything. OnlyFans is not no fucking high end, man.
It is. It is. It's the same thing as being a cam girl. It's the same thing as being a porn star.
Mind. Okay. In a female's mind, in a male's mind, right? Okay. Let's deal with the reality of what you actually have to deal with. You don't have to deal with other women who applaud you, bring your booty to the pole, strippers and whatever. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Black girl magic all day. You guys can applaud all kind of behavior. But for men, we don't give a fuck about any of that. We don't see no OnlyFans as no high end, right? I'm talking about from a male's perspective, right? Pornography, strippers or whatever. You guys may see yourself one way, right? And that's unfortunate because I'm trying to tell you the reality. The reality is men and women think different. And more times than not, you're trying to come on here and because I'm a psychologist, but you still don't know men more than me because I'm a man. Are you
trying to pretend that I support casual sex culture in the hoe industry? Because I don't. Actually, I have videos on my channel literally speaking against it.
I'm not arguing.
Men do applaud porn.
I'm not even arguing against I'm not even arguing what you personally right now. So I don't know why.
I'm just saying.
Well, because you kept saying you and Black Girl Magic, you supporting, you coming in, you.
I'm making my point, and you're losing, so you interrupted me. That's what you're doing.
Oh my God. I'm just saying you said you 100 times.
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about you. So you can stop the histrionics here. All right.
Oh,
so
that is?
What I'm saying again, I was speaking generally, and you talking about you.
OnlyFans exists because guys really like it.
I was speaking generally.
Right?
Can I finish speaking generally, or you want to center yourself again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
So what I said was in general. Unfortunately, women in general see what the ratchet shit they're doing as something to applaud each other for doing, right? And they think there are levels to that shit, right?
Men actually applaud it too.
But in reality, though, men do not respect any of that shit that you guys respect among yourselves. And so when you say high end,
nothing to do with my point.
And so when you say OnlyFans is high end, I'm telling you, men do not see no chick, right? In reality, men do not see no chick that's involved in certain industries as high end, right? Because maybe this is how you skew thinking of the overall male mentality is that we're all degenerates. But if you go by the standard of a male, the standard male does not see anything that these females doing as high end whatsoever. So therefore, the lower tier man, even above the average man, he definitely is not seeing
men of all tiers like porn.
So what happens is then, right? What you do is you're putting yourself in position so not maybe you on OnlyFans, you don't have the average men who are more level-headed, but you are putting yourself in position to be watched by more degenerate males than the average female. Because the average female in her life, the percentage of coming across degenerate men, right? I'm talking about into her actual life or personal space and actually having conversation is very low. But when you put yourself out there every day, that number of these degenerate males goes up, right? And so your danger will go up because your proximity to degenerate men who go to OnlyFans and such more than average men, it goes up exponentially. That's just the reality.
Average men go.
I wanted to chime in real quick on something. This is something I experienced. So there's a young lady on YouTube. Her name is she goes by Queen Sit. She's a motorcycle rider. She's black. She's a motorcycle rider, and she is sitting on now. Maybe I don't. Let me click on it. Hell, she's sitting on Da, 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 da. She's sitting on 57K subs. All right. She does motorcycle videos. As y'all, some of y'all have been on my channel. I've got a handful of motorcycle videos, but nothing big.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Beale Street, which is one of the tourist traps in Memphis, if anybody's familiar with it. So I went down there one night for bike night. I'm riding up and down Beale Street. I'm walking up and down Beale Street. Nobody recognizes who I am. I'm a nobody. But she went to Beale Street, I think maybe a week or two before I did. And her upload was maybe about 10, 15 minutes. And person after person that she walked by knew who she was. They actually pulled up videos on their phone of her. So yes, when you get on social, and she's from St. Louis, and like I said, she went to Memphis, and a segment of the people knew who she was. I'm from Atlanta, and I went to Beale Street, but nobody knows who I am. So yes, when you have a presence on social media, OnlyFans, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you got, you do increase your people that are going to be able to recognize you no matter where you go, any parts of the United States. So it does increase your danger because you may run into somebody out on bills, especially, I'm not going to use his name. Let's say you are a different version of Angry Man and you've pushed some limits. You roll out there in Beale Street, you may cross paths with somebody that's got a beef with you from an upload that you did a year ago.
Version of Angry Man. I see what you did there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I try not to use my man's name. So yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
When you're out and about, because you have a presence, you do increase your risk of danger. And if you're exposing your body parts and all this kind of stuff, you don't know what kind of clientele you're walking by who recognizes your face. Yeah, you may not be all caked up, but there might be enough of you that they recognize, and that person may have bad intentions for you just because they IG.
Well, I guess the question would be, right? Because you said you know her, right? So how many times has that ended badly instead of well for her? And the reason why I'm going to ask that, right, is because in general, right, the reason why people are okay looking like a walking Insta thought picture from their Instagram is because it benefits them, right? As in they know that there's very little risk to them, but there's a lot of reward. They're going to get all the attention, all the validation. They're going to get into the clubs for free. They're going to get into the VIP areas for free. People are going to buy their drinks. People are going to, they're going to get the royal VIP treatment, which is why it is to begin with that they're online clout chasing, right? Now, if there was, there's a chance they might get this benefit, right? But, on the way there, since, people are recognizing her, well, when the bad guy grabs her, the 5 over there who aren't bad guys aren't going to defend her. She wouldn't do it. Right. And that's why I said, well, this is the issue with fame. When you are that recognizable, even if there's more degenerates who might recognize you. Right. And this is why I said a hot but very famous woman is safer than a hot but totally unknown woman, because there are going to be, everybody's going to continue recognizing you. And people are going to be noticing you from down the block and watching and videotaping. And you know what? Someone tries to put a hand on you the wrong way, 10 guys are going to be willing to jump in because, oh my God, that's blah, blah, blah chick that's super hot that I follow, that I love. And hey, maybe I might even be able to get some clout and attention myself from saving this chick, right? And so there is an added benefit to being popular and famous, right? Whereas fine, maybe more degenerates recognize you, but you also therefore have the protection of far more people, randoms you don't even know, and other benefits from being recognized and having that clout, that popularity, that pull.
I didn't touch that. You just repeated it, so I guess I'll respond to that, because that's actually the other point that I made. When I said a simp, actually, they are usually the ones who are the victims, and they are also the ones who are the victimizers. So the idea that a woman, particularly a black woman or a woman, but I deal with black women. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I got, that's the cards that I was dealt. So whatever. But the point I want to say, so I just give that caveat. But and that's not for any of you. That's just me being 100. But the reality is the idea that black women are okay with simps, the victims and the victimizers both going at it because you decide not to have a responsible lifestyle is exactly the point that I was making. And the fact that you don't care about the fact that you're creating a nexus of violence, potential violence around you, right? Because okay, every point that you're saying could be true, but that's not the point. The point I'm making is in favor of the men, because the men are just looked at as just objects, right? Either to be demonized or just to be thrown away as sacrificial lambs, to protect these women who are not worthy of protecting, right? She's not a president of the United States, and the fact that women who live these I forgot how do you say it, lascivious whatever lifestyles or whatever, and the fact that they expect men to protect them under those circumstances is exactly the point that I'm trying to make. Why would you live a lifestyle, right? And if you love men, want to go around and expect them to protect you, knowing that there's a lot of potential danger? Because what you could do is not have that lifestyle and not go out parading yourself and causing what you just admitted to is this nexus of violence, men against men, for no good reason, and they're throwing their life away, both of them potentially.
Because the difference is between now, and I hear what you're saying, where you're saying she's causing it, right? Now, first of all, I have to say that again, not glamorizing or even supporting the casual sex insta-thought culture, because I literally speak out on it, against it all the time. Facts are still facts though. So my issues with casual sex culture and why it's wrong and why we should not be participating in it or encouraging it in any way are different. But now with that being said, while you might say that the popular Instagram or OnlyFans girl or whatever is causing this violence between the degenerates versus the guys who are willing to come save her from the degenerates, the point still stands that the chick over there who isn't popular or famous or whatever may still be targeted by degenerates. Only there are no people who recognize her, who have cameras all over her, eyes all over her, to save her from the degenerates. So in and of itself, what she's doing, right, is a very easy, quick, and mass scale level of protection in a way from the degenerates. Is she adding to the level of degenerates who might recognize her, who might have an eye out for her, who might fixate on her and whatever from your perspective? Sure, okay, but here's the thing. She's also maximizing to a level that no person other than someone who's famous would ever be able to maximize her level of protection from random she's never met.
And listen, if you guys want to run with, I mean, I don't disagree, but from a moral, ethical standpoint, I can't rock with you guys on this.
Yeah, I have to disagree with that also, because yeah, certain things may or may not take place during the daytime, and that's even decreasing. But once it's nighttime and it's dark, you're talking about a totally different ball game. Like I said about Beale Street, majority of Beale Street is dark. So yeah, you may be this recognizable Instagram person or YouTube person, but anything can happen out there very quickly. You can get shot, you can get stabbed, you can be pulled into a corner somewhere at the blink of an eye. That nobody gets a chance to see it. Nobody gets a chance to really have enough time to react and protect you.
But again, and it just comes down to who is more likely to be noticed, who is more likely to have people who notice something and are willing to step in. The person who has millions of fans and followers who love them even though they don't even know them, or the chick who's entirely unrecognizable, she's just another pretty face in the crowd. Right now, again, I'm not saying that it's okay to see men as disposable or to demand male protection, regardless of what you're doing and whatever, right? What I'm simply looking at is the baseline facts of it, right? And so even from the facts of, well, if you're looking at now, okay, everyone's going out to the club, everyone's going out to the bar, everyone's going out, right? People go out, especially young people. They go out, they have a good time, so on and so forth, right? Well, again, it comes down to, right, for women at least, if you have any type of common sense at all, you absolutely care how much protection you're rolling with, right? And if you aren't rolling with your own protection, if you don't have a boyfriend or a husband or, you know, male friends, cousins, family, whoever you're rolling with that care enough about you and your life, right? Then actually, honestly, maybe even a little bit of a better thing is for the entire club to notice you, right? And to care about your well-being. Even while 10% of the club are degenerates, guess what? The other 90% are not. And the other 90%, even if they don't care about you, maybe 50% of them care. The other 50%, they'll want clout and validation and attention, and they'll be willing to save you just for that alone, right? And so this is what I'm saying. We're living in a completely different society. We're not even living in a society where it's just like, oh, well, simps would save a woman because they're hoping they might get some kitty later. No, you have people who will do crazy things and save people, and they don't care about that person at all. They just care about the clout, the attention, the 15 minutes of fame, maybe the viral career they can get out of it, the viral video they can get out of it, right? Like, we're living in a different society. There are many other factors you have to look at other than just one.
Well, you know, but
that's the reason why this is going to be my last one, and that's the reason why I have said part of my 15 bullet points of dating, meeting a woman that interests me, is no social media. I'm gonna call them social media chick, because you know we go out. I already got my head on the swivel to watch my back and watch her back, and she's a nobody. Let alone now I got to keep my head on the extra swivel because she's somebody on social media, YouTube, and hopefully she's got something like a cooking channel, something like that. That's not stirring up any trouble. But if I got a Cynthia G-ish type of chick who got that type of context, or a female version of the Angry Man, or something like that, where you know they're known to ruffle feathers, I feel I'm more in danger because now I got to watch her back for the people that got a beef with her.
Well, yeah, and I wanted
really do want to do something to her, male or female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wanted to add too that, you know, what you said again. What you said is in total agreement still, but you're still not looking at the nuance and this idea that OnlyFans is high end. You're dealing with poor, destitute mostly, right? Because the actual numbers of women who are actually doing well on OnlyFans is you know these celebrity types. So the majority of them are some struggling chicks, right? Who are exposing their home a lot of times, that saying, because people can find who you are without just knowing your name, right? They're giving these men a level of comfortability. It's from one, just being in their bedrooms, in their homes, in their personal spaces, right? And that's not comparable to a woman, right? Who maybe she's a singer and she's sexy or whatever, but that doesn't mean that she's in her bedroom and has men in her bedroom. That changes the psychology of a man once, whether he's physically there or not. And I've never been on OnlyFans, so I don't know. But again, as a man, knowing the male psychology as a man, you're not going to tell me that that male psychology doesn't change once you invite him into your bedroom via video or physically. That's just the reality. So that man has a different mindset from every other type of man, and that is putting you more in danger. So the idea that you wouldn't tell women this is dangerous and tell the men that they're with this is dangerous, of course it is. Because
if you're a woman, it's dangerous. I mean, being alive is dangerous. Char, you remember, right? I've sent Char actually messages from men I've received, right? And it doesn't matter that there's no sexy pictures of me online at all, not one. Okay. There's none showing any of my body parts. It's very clearly stated on my profile, I'm married. I don't do anything at all to try to invite sexual attention or whatever and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. right? The fact of the matter is, you saw my face. This guy saw my face. He's obsessed with me, right? And that's actually happened multiple times.
I get
right?
it, and that happens. And again, you're trying to refute me by saying this happens to everybody else. That's not refuting.
No, I'm not saying that it happens to everyone else. What I'm saying is, right, and this is what I'm saying, is that you being on OnlyFans, for all that it feels like, right, that the logic would dictate, right, it feels like the logic would dictate that if you're on OnlyFans, then it must therefore increase your risk of getting these stalkers, of getting this kind of negative attention, not just where people will message you, but where they will start stalking you and become an actual risk or danger to your life. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that no, actually, all of the data, all of the research shows something different, which is that in and of itself, being a woman, right?
No.
Who is online,
you're talking about being show
period,
me the
is going to get you this kind of attention, period. As in the society as it's set up, the worldwide access with the click of a finger, as it's set up, has increased stalking behavior, harassment, and this type of fixation by like hundreds and hundreds of %. Right? So that's actually what has increased that kind of dangerous behavior and dangerous fixation on not even on the opposite gender. It could be on the same gender, but on people.
You're flattening the argument, and that's a psychological tactic. But again, I'm not arguing whether or not someone else experiences or the rate of someone else. That's not the argument I'm making. What I'm saying is, if you have an individual who goes on OnlyFans and engages in certain type of behavior, they are increasing their risk. This is not about in comparison to anyone else, right? Because they already have that off the rip, like you said. They are adding to it. It's an addition. It's not. This is not a comparison factor. This is your regular everyday life.